Chin up, chin up. Everybody loves a happy face. Wear it, share it. It'll brighten up the darkest place. Twinkle, sparkle, little sunshine in. You'll be on the right side, looking at the bright side up with your chinny chin chin. Chin up, chin up. Put a little laughter in your eyes. Brave it, save it, even though you're feeling otherwise. Rise up, wise up, let a little smile begin. You'll be happy-hearted once you get it started. Up with your chinny chin chin. Now come on everybody, chins up. I said chins there. Yes, yes, I can see you've got a problem. Yes, I know, love. Yes, double trouble. Yes. Oh, I wasn't being sarcastic. How can I be sarcastic with the chin I've got? Look at it. 2.5 weight to skin a boat. I'm not the president of the Pelican Club for nothing, you know. So look, if I can lift this, you can lift yours too. All right then? Stick it in the air and wave it about. Oh, chin up, chin up. Everybody loves a happy face. Wear it, share it. It's brighten up the darkest place. Twinkle, sparkle, let a little sunshine in. You'll be on the right side, looking at the bright side up with a chinny chin chin. Chin down, let you down, turn round, starting clouding think. Sad your trouble, double think. Glad they burst like bubbles. Chin up, chin up. Every little time your spirits will chin up, chin up. Give your attitude an upward tilt. Twinkle, sparkle, let a little fun begin. You'll be on the right side, looking at the bright side up with a chinny chin chin. You'll be on the right side,
looking at the bright side.
Keep your chinny chin up.
Thank you, Bruce, for that rousing beginning to the show. And may I bid you all a very, 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 very warm, willy waving, wibbly wobbly welcome to Monday Night Live with me and her. Her, yes. That one, there. You can all see her.
This one here, this one.
Good evening, M11. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Have you had a good day?
I've had an absolutely brilliant day. Absolutely brilliant. Shall we compare days? Because I've had a belter.
I think yours will be much more interesting than mine, to be fair. But actually, there is quite an interesting aspect to my day, which I was trying to decide whether to share, and I probably will, but you go first.
Well, I've been hanging out with a former Top Gear presenter. Beat that.
Yep. Okay, I'll beat that. I went to Babble retraining.
Babble retraining.
Yes.
Right. I'm kind of fascinated. I'm kind of fascinated by the re. I mean, so that would imply that the Babbles have previously been trained and have now gone rogue.
Yes. Apparently.
Right. Well, I'm sure that there's a story there for us to get into, but shall we crack off by saying hello to some nice people?
I'm sure we can do that.
Right, you go for it.
Okay, well, I'm going to say welcome first of all to Jimmy Quinn. He says good evening.
Good evening, Jimmy.
Also, right, World of True Crime. Is that
Carl?
I can't remember his name. Carl. I'll get there in the end. Hello, Carl. He says good evening, Boaty and Emma and Matron, of course.
Of course, we cannot forget Matron. Oh,
Sophie is here.
We haven't introduced Matron.
Well, would you like me to do that?
Yeah, go for it.
I would like to introduce you once again to Matron, who is my sister, the Greenwood, and she is here to keep you all in check. And if anybody steps out of line, she will be issuing very severe punishment. So I would suggest that you might want to err on the side of caution and behave yourselves a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit, because she is here to, give you all a good spanking if you don't behave. Just like this.
Exactly. And Matron will also be operating as my wine monitor as we get closer to wine o'clock.
Oh, she's also in charge of alerting everybody to the maiden burp. That's also another one of her jobs.
And one that she performs admirably, if I may say so.
Right, shall we get back to the comments then? Sophie is here. She says, hi, everyone, and how are we all on this lovely night? And I'm fine. I'm fantastic. I believe Boaty is fantastic. I hope that you are too, Sophie. And she also says, how have both of our days been? And we have already touched upon our days. Boaty's been hanging out with a celebrity, and I've been having my bowels retrained.
Mustard was there as well.
Mustard was there with Boaty with the celebrity, not with my bowel retraining. I just wanted to clear that up in case there was any doubt.
Could we get Mustard's bowels retrained? Because they're a bit badly behaved.
They're very turbulent, yes. There's a lot of turbulent farts going on.
Yeah, and they observe no social niceties or social distancing. I've been in a caravan with him today.
Was there a lot of flatulence?
Well, normally when you see the sign, don't come and knock in when this caravan's rocking, I would have liked to have put a sign on saying, please help and rescue me. If the caravan's shaking, his bowels are playing up again.
Was Mr. Berry doing any farting?
No, Mr. Berry was incredibly well behaved, an absolutely charming companion.
Fantastic, that's what you want.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. Right, okay. So I will get back to the comments. I can't remember if I've said Peter P. He says a very good evening to all. Welcome. Name Me One says, I think Jimmy Quinn puts good evening 3 minutes after the live is posted. I've noticed that Lord Stiff Upper Lip does that too.
They are normally the first cabs off the rank, and it's lovely to see that sort of keenness. It's admirable, I would say. Downright admirable.
And Matron is here in the comments with all her bossy rules. So take note. I'm sure you've read them already, but I shall reiterate them. Hello all, welcome to Boaty's World Chat. I'm your moderator, also known as the Community Matron. Here to keep the doings moving along smoothly, plus offering a warm welcome to regulars and newbies alike. And evening, Boaty and Emma, my downstairs neighbours are cackling their tits off. I can only imagine they're watching last week's show on Catch Up. Oh, at this point, can I just interrupt the chat to say, if you enjoyed tonight's show, it'd be lovely if you could click on the like, subscribe. And also, we will be taking phone calls again this week. A reminder of that number, in case you've forgotten, is 07391 175 856. And we'll particularly be interested in your thoughts on tonight's topics.
Oh,
anyway,
what are tonight's topics?
Were you not paying attention at all?
Yeah, well, I know what they are, but they don't. They won't read the bloody comment. It's like doing homework. They won't do it. You have to tell them. Ram it down their throat.
If anybody hasn't already been overwhelmed with us forcing tonight's show onto you, the topics tonight, the first hour, we'll be talking about bucket lists. What is on your bucket list? What is it that, what is your big ambition? What is it you want to achieve at some point before you die? And the second hour's comment, the second hour's topic, I thought we'd have it in the first hour. The second hour's topic will be about drunken mistakes. So, tell us all about things that you've done when you were drunk that you then regretted. But that's the second hour's topic. So please don't be calling in or discussing it just yet. That's for later when the wine is out.
Oh, yes. Can I just ask, given that Matron said, and let me just check, I'm your moderator, aka the community matron, here to keep the doings moving along smoothly. Is Matron retraining your bowels?
No.
All right. Okay.
I'm sorry to disperse that fantasy you were just having then, but no.
Believe me, it wasn't a fantasy.
I shall interrupt this broadcast to bring you a little ad break. Look what I've got. Scampi fries.
Yeah, outrageous. I really wanted a packet tonight as well.
I believe this is the official snack of Boaty's World, so I'm going to have some. Do you want some?
Yes. That's not going to work.
I'll save you some.
Thank you.
The intense fishy goodness.
Are you actually eating them live on air? Oh, that's really rubbing it in. Oh, that is right. Next week I'm having scampi fries. I'm going to get on Amazon. And can I ask, anybody, all of you watching, all of you 4 people watching, have any... Oh, 9 people watching. Blimey. Have any of you got any scampi fries on the go? Or is it just the M11 there that's shoveling fishy goodness down a little red lane? Oh, my God.
Anyway.
No,
that's delicious. I've had them in ages, actually.
Top-level broadcasting, ladies and gentlemen. A woman eats scampi fries at you, live for your pleasure and enjoyment.
Anyway, that guy from SETI Alpha 5 says, hello all. I have sufficiently calmed down after yesterday's extremely irritating cleanup.
Well done, Barry.
I felt like at my bowel retraining today, I was having quite a extremely irritating cleanup.
Well, yeah.
And then he goes on to say, sorry for the F&C bombs flying. Jimmy Quinn is saying hi to Barry. Name Me One says, we all have bad days. The past is the past.
Wise words from Name Me -1.
The guy from SETI Alpha 5 says, hi, JQ. Oh, Jimmy Quinn. Hi, Trace.
Jimmy.
Hi, Sophie. Tracy says, hello, Soph. Jimmy, World, Peter, Name Me, Barry. And Neil is here. He says, hello, all. How are we doing tonight? And as we have said a few times now, we are doing fab, I believe. How are you doing, Neil? Have you had a good day? Peter P says, yay, Beauty and the boat. Right. I'm glad he said boat and not beast, because otherwise I know you were going to take credit for that. All right, we're doing that again now. So I just realised. Okay. Can't see now. SETI Alpha 5 says, hi, Neil. Name Me One says, love, they are both doing the same setup. Lol. Tracy says hi to Neil. Neil says, hey, dude, you okay? Tracy says, they're getting pro at this, Name Me. Oh, God,
yeah.
Scampi fries all stuck in my teeth now. Neil says, hello, matron, how are you? Trisha Alderman is here.
Oh, she says, hello, Trisha.
She says, good evening, Jason, and everyone in chat. Oh. And Tracy is telling Neil she's very well, thanks. SETI Alpha 5 says, I am, yeah, now I've calmed down. I was extremely pissed yesterday.
Well,
Tracy says, hi to Trisha. John Stoodley is here. He says, hey, chat, hey, Emma and Boaty. Hey, John, hope you're doing okay today.
Hey up, John.
Dave Smith says, chinny, chinny, chin, chin.
Correct.
Tracy says, hello to various people. Dave Smith says, how many chins? John Stoodley says, Emma. Dave Smith says, evening, Greenwood, to Tracy. Everyone's saying good evening to each other. Tracy says, she says something, but again, I'm going to have to get a new system. I'm going to have to get a tablet or something, because it just decides when it wants to fly to the end. We'll get back there.
Tracy's basically laughing her bum off the Scampi Fries in Emma's window. Dave Smith is here and says, oh, we've done that, haven't we? Can I say Scampi Fries? Says Neil, you can indeed. Pingu Concord is right in our midst, the lovely Pingu. And he says, good evening, Luscious Lemon and Baron von Backdoor. Dear God. What's occurring, says Lord Stiff Upper Lip. Hello to you. So, how many words did you get in with Steve this time, says Name Me -1? Not many. As you will see from the videos to come, of which there will be 3 on my channel, and I think 3 on Mustard's channel as well. We've been productive today. For those who don't know, my best friend, Captain Mustard, from the Captain Mustard channel and the Project Nigel channel, he and I were filming today with Steve Berry, the former Top Gear presenter and well-known motoring journalist, and all around good egg. But he's a bit on the chatty side, bless him. Loveliest guy ever. So, yeah, we've got there's plenty of that to come. We did a Mustard and Boaty Do Lunch with, which is where we sit in a knackered old 1980s caravan and have a takeaway lunch with somebody who's a lot more famous than we are. And it goes out completely unedited and unexpurgated. So whatever is said goes out. And there is some juicy stuff in there. There's some spicy stuff. He was fantastically and wonderfully indiscreet about his colleagues. So don't be missing that. Rogue Bowels, Matron's having a bit of a laugh at that. Bowel taming, says Peter P. You call that a spatula Boaty, says Peter P. Bad Books is here with us. Good evening, all. The punishment from me, says Matron, is so severe that the chat box wouldn't accept my description of said punishment last week. That is absolutely true. Matron was trying to post what she was going to do to you if you stepped out of line. And YouTube said, nope, no, not having that. That is absolute filth. What have I done? Oh, I completely pressed the wrong thing there.
But then it also, YouTube also wouldn't let her put curry lube, would it? She typed that and it moderated that out as well. So I think that YouTube's got something a bit against Matron at the moment.
Well, you know, I mean, they have to maintain community standards, and Matron is not widely known for maintaining community standards. Barry says, I ended up having to put $10 on Karen's swear box after the video. She counted all the swears I came out with, and I am now broke. Neil would like to know if Matron's punishment is having to take Emma to bowel training. Sorry, Emma, love you really. You had a good point, Barry, says John, talking about last night's live stream there. Neil is continuing to inquire about your bowel training. Do you have to follow her out of there with a mop? Pingu wonders if Mr. Berry brought biscuits, and I can confirm no, he didn't. But he did eat biscuits after lunch, but they were not biscuits that he provided. Sarah Parsons, the lovely Sarah Parsons from the UK singles community, is with us and says, hi, Tracy. Hi, Jason. Hi, Emma. And hi, everyone. Oh, food news. First food news. Boom. Bloody hell. Tricky chaps. Words. The first food news of the night. Incoming. Peter P. I had fennel soup with a sprinkling of bacon today. M11, over to you.
That sounds fantastic. Well, no, it doesn't actually. Sorry, I've just realised you said fennel.
Fennel,
I don't like fennel. Mustard will know I don't like fennel because I've commented on it quite a few times on his live, because Mustard seems to put fennel in absolutely everything he cooks. So Peter P, I'm sure it was really good because the sprinkle of bacon sounds amazing, but I can't do fennel. So anyway, Sarah Parsons says hi to Tracy. Pingu Concord is here, says, Miss Lemon, have you changed your hair colour since last week, or is my screen misleading me? You will find that my hair changes colour quite frequently. But But this week, it's simply just washed out a bit. The colour's washed out.
I imagine it's quite brown today.
The hair on my head we are talking about, dear. Stop imagining it anyway. But yes, I was blonde, then last week I dyed it red, and now it's washed out a bit. The guy from SETI Alpha 5 says, "Hey John, how are you, bruv?" Anita Rogerbottom is here. She says, "I'd love to see the Northern Lights, but slept through them." Tracy from Singles is here as Anita Rogerbottom.
Oh, fantastic! Hello, Trace.
Good choice of name.
Anita Rogerbottom. Yeah, I've got. Well, you know, I've just remembered where that came from. Oh dear. Sorry, carry on.
John Stigley is saying, "I'm not too bad, Barry, mate." Chaz Brown is here. He says, "Hit the like button, oh matron." Tracy says, "The doings moving" was a direct reference to the bowel retraining. Well spotted, Boaty. Peter P says, "Serious cape of..." I can't speak tonight. And I'm ticking all over the place, so excuse me.
It's presenter's curse. You know. Every time I start a live stream, I immediately get a massive frog in my throat that doesn't bugger off until the live stream finishes.
Well, I've got tics going on, which is causing me trouble with seeing, but apart from that, I'm okay. Yeah, Peter P has got a serious case of Scampy Fries envy.
Haven't we all?
Name Me One says, "Managed to tick off the list going to Boaty's restaurant. I can strongly recommend to anyone. Don't let distance hold you back, as ours was a 104-mile round trip." Tracy, what do you think? Shall we pop up and pay a visit to Boaty's restaurant? What do you reckon?
And on that note, I must just say that it was an absolute privilege and a pleasure to host Name Me -1 and their lovely family on a rather auspicious family occasion. So thank you for making that 104-mile round trip, and it was lovely to meet all of you. And thank you for the lovely review, and just so glad you enjoyed it. Thank you for spending your special occasion with us. Kathmandu Gurkha, Ripley, it's great. I shouldn't advertise. It is. We are a good restaurant though, and the food is amazing. You should all come.
We will. I'm on my way. Straight after this, I'll hop on a train.
Yeah, we're kind of shut. That's how come I'm here.
Yeah, but by the time I get there, it'll be open. So.
Okay.
Sarah Parsons is sharing that she's got Snacker Jacks.
Ooh.
That guy from City Alpha 5 says, "I loathe Scampi." Yeah, but the Scampi fries are different.
Yeah, I loathe Scampi, but I love Scampi fries. I'm not convinced they're made of real Scampi.
No. They're definitely not. Chaz Brown says, "Hi, the Greenwood, how art thy?" Pingu Concord says, "Mr. Boaty, have you proposed to Miss Lemon yet?" I think actually that he's actually holding out for Alanis Morissette. So I don't think I'm going to get a look in anytime soon. Anita Rogerbottom says, "Don't forget to like the post." And she's absolutely right with those sentiments. If you haven't liked already, please do so. Otherwise, I'll set matron upon you, and you don't want that on your conscience, believe me. So Tracy says, "It's like ASMR. Emma crunching her Scampi right in my ear holes." With few further munchings, I did mute my microphone, so apologies if it was loud. Two String Productions is here, says, "Hi, Emma and Boats." Hi, Two String Productions. Hope you're having a good evening. Tracy says, "Hello, Andy. Beer going down well, Two String Productions." Two String Productions says it's in the freezer. Sophie's saying hi to Trace. Pingu says, "Mr. Boaty, did your Liverpool lass dump you when her boyfriend got out of prison?"
Yeah, that is a reference to two things. That's a double reference. That's a reference to something that allegedly took place in a real Travelodge long time ago, and a reference to the
Hoover Man.
M11 sharing some of her personal history with us last Monday night, which amused me. It amused me mightily.
And I believe Tracy has actually put a clip of that point on the Boaty's World Facebook group if anybody wants to directly look at it later. Not now. Don't interrupt the show. You can look at it afterwards.
Yeah.
And then Tracy says, hi, Soph, chilling nicely. And I'm going to, yeah, here we go, got it. Mr. Stephen Parry is saying, oh, hang on. Mr. Stephen Parry from Port Sunlight in the Wirral.
The Leisure Peninsula.
Yes. He says, how are you both doing tonight? You're getting jealous. You're getting Jason jealous today with your scampy fries. So how's the weather been with you both? Thank you, M11. Second live on camera. You're welcome. I hope that you enjoy it. The weather here has been absolutely fantastic, actually. I spent some time in a park today in the hot sun. It was very nice. How about you, Boaty? What's your weather been like for Mr. Berry?
It was absolutely gorgeous to begin with, but by the time it came to going home, it became a bit chilly and wet. But thank you for asking.
Bad Books is here. And he asks Boaty, or he says to Boaty, when you catch the napkin on your head, try a pencil up each nostril, like Blackadder. What a good idea.
They don't want to stay up there.
And Tracy's, oh, hang on. Wonderful Horseshoe says hi from Newcastle.
Oh, hello. There's a name I don't recognise.
Hi, Wonderful Horseshoe. Tracy says hi to Wonderful.
And that was just as I was shoving pencils up my nose. What an excellent time to join the live stream. Thank you for joining us. Quality entertainment.
Last week, didn't somebody join just as you were giving your testicular history live on air?
Oh,
and they stuck around.
Yeah, that did happen.
That was Saluki, and they did stick around. They've been here several times this week. So
yeah, gluttons for punishment.
Mr. Stephen Parry from Port Sunlight in the Wirral.
The Leisure Peninsula.
He says, also hi to Jason, M11, and their boss, Mrs. Greenwood. Josh says, hello. Just scrolling through the lives. Have a good evening. Hi, Josh. If you're still, if you stuck around, if we didn't drive you away.
Yeah, stay here, mate. Don't go off on the other lives. Stay here.
Have a scampi fry.
Yeah, you'll like us. The wine's coming out at 11 o'clock. And
it gets good after 11.
Here. We'll have a party. Don't go. Josh, don't go. Come back.
Come back, please stay.
M11, hold him in a womanly embrace.
You will stay, or else. Right. We'll set Matron on him. We'll get her to track him down. So anyway, Tracy has replied. The matron has replied, says, hi, Josh. Thank you, Josh. And then Winkleman's Winkle is here. Presumably that's Claudia Winkleman's husband.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Says, hi, gorgeous. What's your story? I'm not quite sure who he's talking to.
Well, it'll be me, won't it?
It's like a man with a beard.
Oh, in that case, it might possibly be you then.
No, you're far away. He might be interested in you, so, you know.
Well, my story, I was born at a very early age. I spent my first few days in hospital because I wanted to be close with my mother. And I've grown up to be a tremendously windswept and interesting chap with some rollicking tales of adventures in Little Chefs and Drucker's Vienna Patisserie.
Right, I hope that you enjoyed that story. If you were interested in my story, please comment and like and subscribe, and then I will give you my story. And then the Greenwood says, yes, a visit to Boaty's restaurant will be most excellent. Let's add that to the list of planned shenanigans, Emma. Tracy and I have some shenanigans planned. And then she goes on to say something else. Yep, I loathe scampi too. Slimy little buggers. Love scampi fries.
You're a sensible
And then
woman.
the guy from SETI Alpha 5 says, Boaty, when are you getting another haircut? You look like you stuck your head in an electric socket. That's a bit mean. I like his hair long. It looks much better than when it's short.
But the answer to that question is autumn.
There we go. So why do you get you suffer the summer, the hot summer with lots of hair,
Yeah.
and then when it starts to cool down, you cut it all off?
Correct, yes.
Why?
Because, well, one is I hate going to get my hair cut. So I don't get my hair cut, I get my head shaved. And the reason I do it at that time is because in summer, it's warm or warmer. So I can have a shower and I can go out with my hair being wet. So it doesn't matter that I've got long hair. In winter, you can't do that because you'll catch your death of cold. So in winter, it's much easier to just have your head shaved and then you can just rub your bum flannel over your head and you are ready to go to work.
So is that just one haircut per year?
It's always been one haircut per year. But last year, due to, well, call it peer pressure or quite frankly, I call it bullying from the audience, I did do it twice. But historically, once per year on Bernard's birthday.
Right. Well, I vote that you don't cut your hair too often because I like a lot of hair.
Okay. Suits me. That's £7 saved.
Good boy for listening to me.
Oh, yes.
Right, so Pingu Concord says scampi fries are awesome. My local petroleum distributor sells them at £1 per bag. Go to Poundland. Got mine from Poundland.
Yeah, but they only sell them mixed in with the cheesy things. Bacon
the bacon.
things.
Yeah, but I quite like the bacon ones too. Although I am trying to lose weight at the moment, so I shouldn't really be eating these. But you know, I'm doing it for the show.
Yeah, for the live stream,
I'm taking one for the team. Yeah, I'm taking one for the team. I will gain a pound overnight for eating this for the show. I hope you appreciate it.
Oh, very much so. We're hugely grateful for your sacrifice.
Anyway, I was munching, sorry. Two String Productions says, just call me Two Strings, Emma. He doesn't want to be called Two String Productions, so we'll leave his surname off.
So does he want to be called Two Strings or Two Strings Emma? Oh, Two Strings, because there's a little thing after strings, isn't there?
I think we should call him Two Strings Emma, though, because that's more fun.
It would be, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Sophie here says, we're flying to Tracy. Same here, Trace. In bed on my own and got to be up at 7 to be at my course at 9:30. Good luck on your course, Sophie.
Good luck, Sophie.
That sounds like not fun. The guy from SETI Alpha 5 says, my aunt lives in West Kirby on the Wirral. The Leisure Peninsula, small world. Mm. Jamie M. Detective here says, what is this? Would you like to answer that, Boaty?
Well, it's a bloody good question, isn't it? I think we're still pretty much all trying to work it out, aren't we? I'll tell you what, mate, stick around and at about 11:15, let us know if you've worked it out and put us all out of our misery, because we're all wondering.
I think everyone in the chat's wondering.
Yeah.
The Greenwood says, hi, Jamie, it's a live chat show. She's answered it for us. You know, Matron would, wouldn't she? Sarah Parsons says, does Simon still come to the lives?
Which Simon? Which Simon? I assume she means single Simon. And he pops in now and then is the answer to that. Yeah, I'm trying to think when I last saw him. Fairly recently.
Tracy's replied to her as well. I don't know. Well, I think we don't need to do this show because Tracy's answering all the questions in the comments. Yeah. She's doing her matronly duties. She is the boss now, so you know.
Yeah. We are signed up along with Captain Mustard. We are signed up to the Mary Huff Management Company, which is Matron's official official business and company title. And yeah, we are now contracted to said company. And Matron has assured us that our careers in the business of show are now safe and secure. We are safe in her hands.
Safe in her bosom.
I'm looking forward to doing Strictly Come Dancing this year.
HW100 says, hello all.
Oh, hello.
Sorry, I keep on interrupting your hellos to people. I do apologise. I'm still learning. That guy from SETI Alpha 5 says, Boaty's testicle history really is the bollocks. Hee hee.
You know it makes sense.
Sarah Parsons.
That'd be a great name for a YouTube channel, wouldn't it? Boaty's testicle history. Episode 1.
Boaty does testicles.
Yeah.
Get mustard in on it. You can do it together. You can do testicles together. Right. The matron is reminding you to freeze your wine.
Right. Noted. Thank you, matron.
And John Stoodley says he's giving an update on his skin tag. He says, I have put some cotton around the base and tied off the blood supply to it and put a new plaster patch on it now. Would you like to have a medical update?
Yeah, well, I've got one. That's exactly what I did to my little tinkle before leaving the cottage this morning. So it really is a small world, as Barry said.
You tied some cotton around the base?
Yeah.
To cut off the blood supply?
Yeah, I wanted to keep it in check. I was going to be in a caravan with two men. I didn't want the damn thing getting unruly.
HW100 said, when are we getting a Windy Bottom tour?
Yeah, that is on the cards within the next 6 days.
Right, Thomas Vickers is here. Hello, Thomas. Welcome. And he is quite surprised that you were born at an early age. He looks quite shocked. There's 3 question marks going on there.
Oh, right.
And he says, but then he says, what? Born at an early age? Explain.
Yeah. I'm happy to explain. At the point that I was born, I was really, really very young indeed. And that's really it. It's not for me to speak for other people, and I don't know what the average age of birth is, but I can't remember exactly how old I was, but I was very, very young. I remember.
Well, you won't remember. You were very young, so you won't actually remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah, so you won't have been old enough to have worked it out to remember.
No. I didn't take notes or anything at the time.
Oh, he also has gone on to say facts. I was born with intestines hanging out. This is the kind of audience we need.
Totally.
People born with intestines hanging out. Please, Can you give us a bit more information about that? I'm very interested in that, actually. I love bodily functions and like comorbidities.
Oh my God, it's going downhill already. The wine hasn't come out and it's going downhill already.
The guy from City Alpha 5 says, could be worse, could be born in a barn. Oh, I'm not liking Thomas now because he's advising that you should go bald. Unless he's talking to me, of course. If he's talking to me, then up top, no, I will never go bald. Down bottom, if you ask very nicely.
And that's coming in the next hour, folks. Tune in.
Live on air. I'll tell you what, if we get a super chat tonight, I'll shave it. How about that?
Oh, deal. Oh, and Smith says, much love from my small town in Germany.
Hi, Smith.
And I don't know how to pronounce that. Dickbells? I don't know. Don't know how that's pronounced, sorry. But guten Abend, mein Herr. Wie geht es?
Matron is also very interested. It runs in our family. She's also very interested in Thomas Vickers' intestines hanging out. And she would like to know if it's all been sorted by now. The guy from SETI Alpha 5 says to Smith, Guten Abend, which is German, presumably. Good something.
German for good evening. Guten Abend.
Good evening.
But I've just realised that I've been tricked. I've been tricked by Mr. Smith or Mrs. Smith. And He was trying to get me to read out something rude. Neil realised it. He said, "Really, dick and balls?" And I didn't realise that, so I need to be on the lookout for those sort of shenanigans in future, don't I?
Winkleman's Winkle says, "I was inquiring about the beautiful lady, not the mad bloke."
Oh, right, okay.
What was it? Was he the one who asked my story? What's my story?
Yeah.
Mine's a very long story. There's no time for it. But coincidentally, just like Boaty, I was born at a very young age in a hospital in Westminster, which makes me very posh.
Oh, very posh, yeah.
And then I grew, and I continued growing until I became the person I am now. Now, I've just realised, Boaty, we haven't discussed the topic yet, and nobody's discussing it, so I've clearly picked a very boring topic.
Well, we need to
mind.
plow through the comments and then get on to discussing it, so we can discuss it in real time with them.
Of course, and people may have left some comments. Do leave. Well, we might not get to it, I suppose, by the time we read it. But
right, I'll whiz through a couple. You get ready
you do that.
You get ready to talk about whatever it is we're talking about.
Yeah, and I'll eat some scampi fries while you're doing that.
Here we go. Deep breath. Of course, yes, I'm a healthy, athletic man today. Thank you, says Thomas Vickers, and that's great to hear. Got to keep the woman happy. Yes, indeed. I'm shaving your head when I come up, says Neil. Sorry, Boaty. Neil is coming to stay with me next week, along with the lovely Sophie. Where is this woman reading from, says Thomas Vickers. She's reading from your computer, I think, M11. I think there is a computer screen that is just off camera there, and she's reading the comments from there. And Matron confirms that. You are the team, though, says Thomas Vickers. I vote short hair too, says the lovely Sarah. Yeah, but what platform? Oh, Baddy Scrotters here. Evening, folks. Have you ever had a what? Have you ever had a mattered daddy? Asks John Harding, 1979. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what one is.
You know what it is, Boaty? He's wanting you to say, "What's the matter, Daddy?" Or me to say it. Like, have you ever heard the one where people say, "What have you? A matter baby?" And then you say, "What's a matter baby?" Well, I think that's what it is. So one of us was supposed to say, "What's the matter, Daddy?" And then he's going to reply like all the way down the comments, and then by the time we get to it, we won't know what he's talking about.
Oh, that was very good. So is this a thing? Does this happen on Mustard? People try to trick you into reading out things that make you sound like a complete arse.
No, I don't think so.
I like that idea. Keep it up. Winkleman's Winkle says, "You don't need to lose weight, sweetie. You are gorgeous as you are." Thank you. I'll take that. Oh, that might have been directed at you, actually, Emma.
Well, I think whichever one of us it was directed at, it was still a lovely comment. So, thanks.
Yeah. I'm new here, says Thomas Vickers, and you are most welcome. And another Thomas, but it's spelt and probably pronounced somewhat differently, says something in a language with which I'm not familiar. But Thomas says Pokaz Sice, and I've got no idea what that means, but there we are. Thank you. And I want a hello, says Thomas Vickers. After 3.
Hello!
Oh, okay. Don't wait until 3, then that's absolutely fine. How was the roast beef, Jason? Asked Sarah. Sarah, it was absolutely delicious. And I've got the other half in that refrigerator that you would normally see on my live streams because I'm normally horizontal. Tonight, I am vertical, darlings. And that means that you can't see my fridge. And I'm sorry about that. But it's literally just there at the end of my arm. And there is beef in there, which I will be having for lunch tomorrow with homemade chips, some fried onion, and a rather boozy and fiery sauce au trois poivre. So a 3 peppercorn pepper sauce. I'm looking forward to that very much. Thomas Vickers says about the intestines. I was born with I was born with something which is where your internal organs are out from your stomach. And then they were carefully put back and then stitched up. My belly button is large too. Well, that's all good. There's nothing wrong with a capacious belly button in my book. Are you serious about the shaved head for a super chat? Asked Thomas Vickers. Thomas, it wasn't her head she was offering to shave. Okay? And yes, she probably was serious. I've sent you a photo of my skin thing, says John, as it is now before the application of the patch plaster. Well, thank you. That'll be something for me to look forward to after the live stream. I did a bucket comment regarding the restaurant, says Name Me -1. And also, Boaty still owes a moustache from a previous super chat. Thomas Vickers says Name Me -1 seems like a scam. Definitely not a scam, Thomas Vickers. Name Me -1 and their family came to my restaurant last night, had a fabulous meal, and they paid the bill. They didn't run away without paying, and I was very grateful for that. Gosh, Boaty, says Neil. It says gullible on the ceiling. Yeah. Yes, this happens on Mustard, says Matron. Mainly a lot more offensive stuff that they try to get you to see. Have you ever seen a PA coast? No, I've never seen a PA coast, John Harding, 1979. The shaved head for a super chat. I will do it if she is for real. And Name Me -1 is pointing out that we've been friends for 4 years now, which is indeed correct. And on that note, M11, I have caught us up with the comments. We can now discuss the first hour's subject, whatever it was.
Well, it was what is it? What's on your bucket list? What is it that you really, really want to do or achieve before you hit the grave? But clearly, there isn't anything that anybody wants to do.
Well,
I suppose.
Give us yours. Oh,
well,
I've had a wine work without any wine.
I suppose I don't have a massive bucket list, but there's a few. There's
the title. M11 does not have a massive bucket. Don't listen to rumours. But it will be a shaved bucket if somebody sends a super chat.
Okay.
Shave your bucket around the caravan. Shave your bucket.
Well, if you invite me up to the caravan, I will. So, yes, my bucket list. I don't have that much on it. I would quite like to. This sounds really mental, but I'd quite like to paint a mural or do some street art. And I also would like to do more singing because I enjoy singing, and I've sung at a few weddings and I enjoy it. But I think maybe it's not quite the time right time in my life to be doing that at the moment because I've got other commitments. But they're just a couple of things I've got, but nothing outrageous. I would like to hear some people saying that they have got some really interesting things on their ambition list. What is it you really want to do? What do you want to get your teeth into before you die? That's what I want to know. Okay. And you've got 11 minutes to respond. Phone in if you like, 07391 175 856, and share with us what is on your bucket list. Don't do it too close to 11 though, because otherwise you will interrupt Boaty getting his wine out and it'll be late. So do it now.
Here we go. They've listened to you. Bear with.
Hello there, Boaty. It's Sophie here.
Hello, Sophie. Hello.
Hello there. I was going to answer the questions that you and M11 are talking about, so would you like to hear them?
I would love to hear them. M11, would you like to hear Sophie's bucket list?
I would absolutely love to hear it, Sophie.
So, number one on the bucket list is hopefully try and get a full-time job, and that is either in retail, animal care, or in anything that's exciting.
What about bowel retraining? Have you considered that?
No, Boaty, I'm not getting into that. Thank you very much.
No, just checking. It doesn't hurt to have an extra string to your bow, does it?
Not really.
What about bucket shaving? Would you like to be a professional bucket shaver?
I think I'll pass on that as well, to be honest.
Okay, all right.
Also, what else am I on my list? Travelling the world with Neil is on my other list as well, which is number 4. I don't think I've got anything else more.
What about travelling Neil?
Oh, I've already travelled Neil.
Well, all of him.
Done that.
All of him. He's a big lad.
Oh yeah, I've had all of it.
Oh right, okay. Well, thanks for sharing.
And then obviously to do with was it being drunk?
Oh no, that's in the next hour. You're not allowed to talk about that now.
Okay.
That's 11 till 12.
Well, I can't really call you again, can I?
Of course you can.
Okay, then I'll hold it for the next one then.
That's the spirit.
That was my bucket list.
Thank you for sharing it with us, Sophie, and thank you for calling in. And we will speak to you again after 11 o'clock.
Yeah, catch you later, Sophie.
See you soon, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have we got
that was very nice.
Oh, she's lovely, isn't she? Have we got any bucket things in the comments?
Well, should we take a look? I don't know where we got up to. Oh, Tracy's put hers, so let's have a look. We'll need to read down to it, won't we? So
okay. Well, Pinga was asking who was the campest caravan companion today, and it was a very non-camp day, to be honest. It was just three very straight car men. We had just having a bloody good laugh and a nice spot of lunch. There was no camping it up at all. You'll see in the videos, and then you can answer your own question. I'll try again, says Peter P. Something from my bucket list would be definitely to one day come and meet you at some bogging event. Oh, and if you're confused by bogging, then you lovely lot, the community out there, you are known as bogs, boaties, old geezers and gals. And you can be a bog even if you're not old. You can be a fetus and you can still be a bog. So don't get hung up on that. But it would be amazing to meet you, Peter. Absolutely amazing to meet you. Thomas Vickers would require evidence of the shaving of whatever is going to be shaved. Jimmy F500 says, I'm trying to work out what tune he's doing, and I can't figure it out. He's doing the tune. Now, no more smiling, mid-crest fall, no more managing unmanageable ubbles. What track is that from, Boaty? I haven't got a clue. Don't recognise it.
No, neither do I.
Sarah Parsons would love to travel to India. Matron is not shaving her bucket for a caravan lunch. Name Me -1 says, in an impulse-driven lifestyle, if we want it, we go and get it now. So making a list of things you can't do just adds to depression. Oh,
but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a list of things you can't do. It's a list of things that you want to do. Like, you know, the things that I've got on my list are achievable. It doesn't have to be something you can't do. It could just be something that you really, you know, before you leave this planet, it's something that you want to have done. So it doesn't have to be anything unachievable.
Thomas Vickers says, I would like my teeth in you, or is that weird?
Is he talking to you or me?
I've got no idea.
John Studley says, my bucket list is to meet as much of the community as possible this year, if possible. That'd be nice, John. Neil is, I don't think did you read out Neil's comment to Tracy? Because I'm not sure I heard that, but then he's gone on to say, if you want me to. Did you read his comment?
Neil was asking how much it would cost to get Trace to shave her bucket.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't hear you read that one out a minute ago.
And Matron replied, are you offering to shave it too? And Neil then said, if you want me to.
If you want me to.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Anita Rogerbottom says, the Northern Lights is on the list and I'm visiting all the gold post boxes.
Oh, she really is. Yeah, I've seen evidence on Facebook.
Right. Name Me One says, not so mystery caller. Hi, Sophie. Right, Tracy's Matron's bucket list. I want to publish a couple of novels, she says. Move near to the sea. And Emma, what else did I tell you? I can't recall. Was there something to do with mountain climbing, Tracy, or did I dream that? No, maybe I dreamt that. Maybe you said I don't want to mountain climb. Maybe that was the anti-bucket list. Pingu Concord says, on my list is to complete my ascent of Everest, as last time had to abandon 2/3 of the way up due to severe weather conditions. That's a nice ambitious one. Thomas Vickers says, that giggle. I'm not sure. Was it Sophie on the call?
Could have
been. Was referring to? And he says, bro, offering to fill your bucket list. Jimmy Quinn says, on my bucket list, I really want to do F all. Tracy's laughing at Neil. She says, don't you fancy natural floss? Oh God, Tracy.
Oh, that's grim.
It is actually. You're supposed to be behaving, Tracy. You're the boss. You're supposed to be the sensible one here. Don't know why I'm expecting that from her, to be fair. Chris McGuire says, I want to feed great white sharks at some point and travel more of the world. Well, that's lovely. I like that idea. Project Nigel is here. He says, hello, pumpkins. Hi, Mustard.
Hello, Mustard.
At least one of us is paying attention.
Yeah.
Tracy says hi to Mustard. Tracy is also laughing that Sophie has travelled the entire length of Neil.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't you? If why did you travel the entire length of Neil? He was there.
And Barry Scott is here, and he says, need hydraulic suspension oil. Why not try Boaty's poddering lube? He's getting the adverts in there, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Bit of advertising. Thomas Vickers says, yes, Queen, talk those words and walk with those legs and feet. Well, that's what I normally do. I normally walk with my legs and feet. What else would I do with them? David Fisher is here. Hi, David.
Hello, David. Channel member.
He said, mine is for my dad to be proud of me like my brother, who is a doctor. He tells me all the time, you're only a fitter at Stagecoach. Yeah.
That's harsh, isn't it? That's harsh. Look, at the end of the day, if you stand on your own 2 feet, you go out and do a job of work, you put a roof over your head or your family's head if you've got one, or when you get one, you do that, and you put food on the table, you have got nothing to be ashamed of and every reason to be proud. That's what I say.
Well, I agree with that. I was trying to think of how to say that, but you put it perfectly. So, Michelle Lemon is here. She says, hello all. Hi. My kind of namesake. Hi, hello. Michelle. Andrew Buttergig is here. He says, a very good evening, Boaty and Emma and everyone. Good evening, Andrew. How are you? Hope you've had a good day. John Harding, 1979 is here. He says, not sure if I'm on the right channel, but I'm looking for a rich woman, any age or any size, and with or without a personality, as not fussy, must be stinking rich. You might have come to the wrong channel. Let's stick around. Maybe one will pop in.
We'll find him one. We've got singles. We'll have a search through singles. Find him something.
Yes, we will trawl singles, and we will pick out someone perfect for you. Because he's got no requirements aside from has to be rich. Oh my goodness. Thomas Vickers has sent a super chat.
Oh, thank you very much indeed, Mr. Thomas Vickers. And you know what that means you're doing in the next hour?
I didn't say I was going to do it live on air, did I?
No, you didn't, in fairness.
Phew. I will produce the evidence next Monday.
Oh, what? The leftovers in an envelope?
Yeah. Unless you'd like me to post them to you and you can show them tomorrow night.
No, please don't.
I could get them couriered up specially.
It's okay. I'll just cut some of mine off and pretend.
That's a good plan. You shouldn't have told him that now.
Well, you'll still show yours next Monday.
Oh, okay. Right. So, Project Nigel says, on my bucket list is mending my cleaning bucket that had a crack in the bottom. There's a hole in your bucket. Project Nigel. Project Nigel. There's a hole in my bucket, actually.
It is true, right? You'll think that he's making this up. He has got a crack in the bottom of his bucket, and he tried to. It's a plastic bucket, and he tried to weld the crack. Now, a
Why
new
did you just
bucket.
buy a new one?
Because he's mustard, isn't he? He's weird. Why doesn't he scrap thread the shed? This is the kind of weird man who cracks a 99p bucket and thinks, well, I'll weld it. I'll weld the bugger. That'll be grand.
Yeah, but I love that, actually. I like different people, unique people who go against the grain. Everybody else would buy a new bucket. Mustard's doing it differently. I like that. I applaud that. Well done, Mustard. John Harding says, hi.
It is wine o'clock.
Oh, wine o'clock. Right. Do you know what that means, Boaty?
I think so.
Here we go.
What is that? Oh,
right, so one moment. Hello, I'm Emma Lemon, and this is your Wine O'Clock News. In non-news this week, North Yorkshire Council has decided to phase out the use of apostrophes on its street signs. This has really put the wind up local residents and caused panic in the community, who fear that this is the beginning of the end, and they have therefore boldly taken matters into their own hands by adding the missing apostrophes using a felt tip pen. In food and drink news this week, a court heard how a gentleman in Haringey had filmed himself preparing a testicle salad. In the video, the man could be seen removing the seasoned ball sacks from Tupperware boxes, frying them in a skillet alongside regular nuts such as cashews and pistachios, and then plating these gourmet gonads up with sliced cucumber and spicy chilies in an artfully arranged salad. And in travel news, chaos ensued when 30 drunken passengers on an EasyJet flight from Bristol Airport decided they needed a wee at the same time, with one desperate man even threatening to squirt his urine all over the plane floor. It took over an hour to extract the rowdy bunch from the flight, during which time, ironically, all the other passengers were given permission to use the toilet. And that is the end for the news for tonight. So, hang on, got to roll the credits again. Right, back to you, Boaty. Are you still there? Are you all right?
Thank you, M11, for that tremendous new feature. And I'm sure I will not be alone in counting down the hours until next Monday night's Wine O'Clock News. Yes, a very successful launch of a wonderful feature there. Jesus Christ. Dear God. Right, where did we get to? Right. Andrew said a very good evening, Boaty and Emma and everyone. Oh, yeah, we did that one, didn't we? Oh, yeah, and the bucket. Jesus Christ. Just sub, says John Harding, 1979, and we're very grateful for that. The downside of the crack in the bottom of my bucket, says Mustard, is that water tends to leak out. Yeah, well, it does. Oh, and the lyrics were from my crush Alanis' song Guardian, which I've never heard. The reason that I chose that is if you listen to her singing it, it sounds naughty. Right. I wanted to climb Scottish mountains, says Matron, and go to the Norwegian fjords. Why don't lemons ever get lonely, asked Michelle Lonely, because they hang out in bunches. My bucket list, says Thomas Vickers, is to become an executive chef, compete in the UFC, travel Asia, buy a house, marry a beautiful woman, have her pop out a few kids, have another woman make me a few kids, repeat, and make an army. I can't read that out, Matron. That is outrageous. And quite frankly, I don't think you should be talking about your
Matron? Oh my goodness, I can't believe you typed that.
Outrageous. How do you unlock a lemon's potential, says Michelle Lemon, with a squeeze of encouragement. Wine, Boaty, wine, says Jimmy Quinn. I'm on it. I'm into what you said, Boaty, says Thomas Vickers, about standing on your feet and finding your own way. Oh, right, that was on the super chat that he very kindly sent. And yeah, absolutely. Just sub to your superb channel, says John. That's very kind. Also, Boaty, why did you explore the length of Neil? Because he was there makes Sophie sound like she's desperate. I was talking about me, Neil, not Sophie, when I explored some of you at a rather cheap hotel in, where were we? Where were we when I explored you slightly? God, what's it called? Begins with, well, somewhere near Milne Road. That's where we were. A hotel in Milne Road. Alan Simpson is with us and says, evening, Boaty and Emma. How are you both? How much for the envelope, says Neil. I'll take the leftovers, says Thomas Vickers. The envelope is mine. Beautiful
Boaty,
house, guys, says
do you think we ought to...
Roy the King. That's, well, that's very kind.
Do you think we ought to add this to your merch? Because everyone seems to be crazy about this envelope.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Andrew Buttigieg is having a good old laugh at Wine O'Clock News. It's not the 9 o'clock news, says Peter P. One day, says Mustard, I will buy a new bucket and I will use my broken bucket to collect unwanted apostrophes. Pungent Exit, what a great name, says, hello, Emma Lemon. Is that your stage name? Great news reading, by the way.
Oh, Pungent Exit. Are you related to Smelly Hole in any way? Because they sound like they should be related.
Yeah. Alan Simpson says the Gourmet Gonads, their second album was such a letdown compared to the first. And now Boaty with the weather, says Peter P. This is brilliant, says Andrew. And Thomas Vickers says you need to sing Wine O'Clock News properly. Jimmy Quinn says, fucking hell. Scott TZ has left some emojis. Pungent Exit asks, do you have your own channel, Emma? And yes, she does. And you should immediately subscribe to it. And tonight on the shipping channel, I think Boaty loved the news feature. Oh, and I just noticed the Scampy Fry, says Andrew. Love it, Emma, says Sophie. I love your mirror, Emma Lemon, says Michelle Lemon. Not everyone is crazy about the envelope, says Thomas Vickers. I'm just entitled to it. I said what I said, says Matron, because Neil was threatening to use a straight razor on me. It scared my lady garden, and it was she that posted that. Shall I tell you my bucket list, or is that going to be a bit boring at this hour?
Sorry, I was muted because I was eating my Scampy Fries. You know, these delicious little squares of fishiness. Yes, tell me what's on your bucket list. Go ahead. Oh, by the way, before you do, Sophie sent me a private message to say she also would like to swim with dolphins.
Oh, okay. My bucket list has got one item on it and one item only. My mother, who has now sadly left us, she and I used to do a road trip every year in September to San Sebastian in the Basque Country. And it was a very slow road trip, and we stopped at various places, always the same places, down the west coast of France. We then had 4 nights in the best hotel in the world, which is the Hotel Monte Gueldo in San Sebastian. And then we went back through the middle of France. Now, sadly, since my mother died, I got divorced and had the great misfortune to be taken poor. But it is my dream to do that trip one more time with my mother's ashes, scattering a little of them at each of the places that we used to stop at every year and which we both loved, and then to set her free from the top of the Monte Gueldo at the parking spot in the car park. We're always parked and would come out for a crafty cigarette.
That actually sounds like... That sounds lovely.
Yep, that's the one and only item on my bucket list. I'm praying that I get enough money to do it before I pop my clogs.
Oh, what a nice thing to have on your bucket list, though. That's really nice. It's very personal as well.
Yeah. No vids on Emma's channel yet, says Jimmy F 500, who clearly hasn't looked, because I know that there are videos on there.
Well, no, I was testing some things, so I put some on and took them off again. So there aren't any at the moment.
Oh,
I've had a lot of technical issues, so I tried some things out and I wasn't happy, so I took them off. But there will be soon. I've sorted a lot of my technical issues out, so I will be doing some soon. And don't be put off if it's something feminine and you're a guy, because I will try and do a whole range of different things, including Boaty's suggestion of the disinterested car girl. I'm definitely going to try and do that. So, you know, try not to be too scared if it's seems to be very feminine at this point. There will be blokey things arriving at some point.
What about the topic for the second hour?
Well, yes, the topic for the second hour is drunken mistakes. So I want to hear all about things you have done when you were drunk that you regretted.
Or,
I would tell you.
Can I just add to that? Maybe you are a drunken mistake. Let us know.
Well, yes, that's a good one. I will start while everyone's thinking. Don't forget, you can call in though on 07391 175856 if you want to tell us verbally. I believe Sophie has one that she wanted to call in. So, but I'll tell you about mine.
Thomas Vickers, who did send a super chat, would seriously like you to sing live Whine a Clack for him.
Okay, what now?
Yes, please.
Okay, the Whine a Clack news, the Whine a Clack news, it's the Whine a Clack news. Something like that, anyway.
There you go.
That's not the most tuneful song, though, is it? I'd rather sing I Beg Your Pardon, I Never Promised You a Lady Garden.
Ah, that's a perennial classic now, isn't it?
The classic. I beg your pardon. I never promised you a lady garden.
Along with the sunshine, there's gotta be a little rain sometimes. When you take, you gotta give, so live it. That's enough of
that. So I'm going to just tell you one of my drunken mistakes, because I haven't drunk much for years, but between the age of sort of 18 and 23, I was crazy with it. So, but mine isn't that exciting, but I'm going to tell you it anyway, because I thought if I'm going to set this topic, I need to tell you one. So I'd not long started dating the person who once became Mr. Lemon. Mr. Lemon is long gone now, but these were in the early days. And one night, don't say that. We don't evidence on video. Anyway, one night his friend invited him on this boat where there was going to be like drinks and women and food and amazing stuff. And I was only 19, and I was very consumed with jealousy that he may go on this boat and, you know, meet lots of amazing women and shag around and stuff. So while he went off onto this boat, I decided to go out with my friends and get completely drunk, because I was, you know, upset that he's off without me. So, excuse me. So later that night, I remember laying on my friend's floor in a pool of vomit, and I thought, I know what I'll do, because he's going to definitely be shagging around tonight. I'm going to scratch my neck and make it look like I've got a love bite. And then when he sees me tomorrow, after he's shagged all these women, he'll think that I got some as well. So I scratched it. And then the next day when I met up with him in the pub, I heard him whisper to his friend, "She's got a love bite on her neck. She doesn't think I realise it's there. But, you know, at least I know that I can now shag around. You know, I've been really good, but now I know I can shag around." And I was like really upset, because I thought, like, oh my God, you know, he's clearly not shagged around like I thought he would. But now he thinks I have and I didn't. So anyway, that wasn't very interesting, I'm sure. But that's probably the biggest drunken mistake that I could think of.
And on that note, we have a caller. Good evening, Miss. What a surprise. Hello, darling.
You're going to get fed up of me?
No, never.
Drunken mess news. Starting by getting drunk and going into a club and having loads of drink, of course. Then decided to have a good dance on the dance floor, and then go to a next club. So I've walked out the club, having a nice walk. Next minute, my heels break. So I've literally had to take my heels off, put them in the bin. So I've walked around the street in Wolverhampton with no shoes on. Gone into another club, had some more drink, and then by the end of the night when I finished literally going all around the town centre into different clubs, gone and got some food, had a Dixie's chicken, which is like burgers and pizzas and whatnot you can have. Got some food.
Do they do chicken as well?
And then taken got 2 cheeseburgers, a Diet Coke, a pizza and some chips back home for breakfast morning.
Hang on, can I just stop you there, Sos? You got 2 cheeseburgers, a pizza, chips, and what else?
And then some chips.
And then you got a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Right, okay, just wanted to check that.
And then, obviously, my next drunken one was the same again. Went into the same clubs, walked back here, and my heels broke again. So I've had 2 pairs of shoes and they're broken.
Is that a drunken mistake, though? I mean, your heels weren't drunk, were they?
And then the worst thing was, I went to Premier Inn, thought I had some money. Got there and thought, I haven't got no money. And the lady said, are you okay at the desk? I said, I thought I had some money so I could book a hotel. And I just walked out and I walked all the way back home with no shoes on and literally had loads of blisters all over my feet the next morning.
Blimey, good job. Good job you were pissed.
Never doing it again. Oh, God.
No, very wise.
So that's more drunken mess.
Well, I think we can all learn from that story.
Well, I think that Sophie should learn from that story to get some.
Your drunken story, Emma and Boaty. It would be very interesting.
I can't think of anything. I mean, I've never been drunk or done anything outrageous in my life, but I'll see if I can come up with something just for you.
Definitely. I'll see you on the live. Bye.
Thanks, Soph. Bye, love.
Bye.
Thanks, Sophie.
Over
I think that Sophie's.
For some comments.
Well, I was just going to say, I think that the thing that Sophie will learn from that is maybe she needs to get some super reinforced shoes. Yeah. Right. Oh goodness, where were we?
You had just sung "Wine a Clack" for Thomas Vickers.
Thomas Vickers, right? I think you might have to do. Oh yeah, I sung it. Yes, I found it. Right. Pungent Exit says, "Do you have?" Oh, we've read that one. Tracy is saying to Project Nigel, "I love that. I feel sorry for lost apostrophes." Andrew Buttigieg says, "And tonight on the Shipping Channel." I think we might have read some of these. I've got deja vu. Yeah, that's it. Andrew noticed the scampy fries. Thomas Vickers says, "Not everyone is crazy about the envelope. I'm just entitled to it." Well, he is actually, because he sent the super chat.
We've done those.
Yeah, well, you told me it was where I'd sung, so I went to that point. Where are we up to?
Hold on. Right,
John Stoodley sent me a picture of his skin tag. Thanks, John.
Oh yeah, I got one of those too. Okay, so we've got right. Thomas was asking you to sing "Wine a Clack." Then Neil says, "I've booked her to do that when we go to Spain." Jimmy F500 says, "No vids on Emma's channel." Michelle Lemon says, "Why was the lemon so sour about losing the race? It couldn't squeeze out a victory." Captain Mustard says, "Lovely idea for my bucket list item." Thomas Vickers says, "I wish you so much luck and relief on your trip for your bucket list. Fully support that. Thank you very much. Much appreciated." "I bet they're the same age," says Short King. "Lovely idea, Boaty," says Alan Simpson. I bet mustard would join you. Could be a good voyage for Mrs. Doyle. God, Mrs. Doyle. Sorry, I haven't been...
Stalking.
Oh, is that stalking? Sorry, I haven't been stalking you, Emma. Look forward to it. Are you caught up?
Yes. Neil says, my science teacher, drunken mistake. Short King says, we are Muslim. We never get drunk. Well, you could tell us about mistakes that you made when you weren't drunk then. That might be interesting. Name Me One says, MD 2020 and 2 times 2 litre cider. Still have the hangover from when I was 17. Matron says, a mistake or luck, Neil? Thomas Vickers says, I'm happy now. Oh, that's lovely. Short King says, yes, they are definitely the same age.
Who?
Are we talking about, they talking about us?
Oh,
Me and Boaty? Neil says, bit of both, Trace. It's a story for the camping trip. I can't wait. Neil seems to have so many stories for this camping trip. I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to the camping trip.
Oh, so am I. Oh, my God.
And
Thomas
you're all
Vickers...
welcome, by the way. We are organising a Boaty's World camping trip, and all of the bugs are very welcome to come along. All you need is a tent, I presume.
It's like a drunken meet and greet.
Yeah, an overnight drunken meet and greet at Clarkson's Farm. Another Deer reference.
It sounds like it's going to be fun. So, yes, anybody who fancies coming, let Boaty know. Or Neil. I think he's arranging it.
Yeah, Neil's in charge.
Thomas Vickers says, Neil, what have you done with your male science teacher? Pingu says, thank you, Miss Emma Lemon, for improving Boaty's lives by 712%. Good night. Project Nigel says, my most significant mistakes were made while sober. Stay safe. Stay pissed.
Agreed.
Matron says, my drunken mistakes usually turn out for the best. I'm sure Emma might disagree. Thomas Vickers says, that's how dangerous jealousy is, Emma. What's that in relation to? Oh, my story, yes. Yeah, well, I was young at the time. I was 19. I wouldn't do something stupid like that now. Peter says, yes, more Sophie. And Name Me says, Sophie on speed dial. Michelle Lemon is sending lots of pictures of drinks. Thomas Vickers says, oh, cool, I'm from Wolverhampton. Luke says, Boaty, will you be my friend online? Like, subscribe, phone in, send super chats, then maybe he'll be your best friend.
Totally.
You can answer it if you like.
Yeah, totally.
Michelle Lemon says, cold chips. So she doesn't like the sound of cold chips. Project Nigel is asking Luke if he would phone 07391 175 if you would like to call in. Thomas Vickers says, I'm attracted to Sophie now.
Yeah, don't be attracted to Sophie. Sophie has an other half, a very large, very powerful other half. Sophie is very definitely off limits.
A very large other half.
I know how strong that man is. I've been in bed with him.
And also, she hasn't finished exploring him yet, so he's not finished with him.
Exactly.
Matron says, the worst thing was me getting shit-faced on Puff on my 21st. Took 3 hours to walk down the road to the pub. In reality, 10 minutes. Don't remember much of the evening apart from a blue cake that my brother made me.
What's Puff?
Tracy, was that the night that you were given a present by a certain person? Here's some Puff for your birthday. And then he went and rolled it all into one spliff and then made you have it. Is that was that Christmas? I see. She's had a few stories regarding Puff. Are you seriously saying?
Can somebody tell me what Puff is?
Boaty, are you? Oh my God, I can't believe some of the things you say. Like I couldn't believe that you actually thought that people don't really do dagging, and now you're asking what Puff is.
Yeah,
I will let. I'm not somebody who does that sort of thing. So I will let other people in the comments explain it to you better than I could.
Okay, somebody please tell me what puff is.
Somebody phone in and tell Boaty what puff is, please. Come on, Tracy, give him a call. Right. Thomas Vickers says, my God, Tracy. Project Nigel says, blue cake sounds like drugs. Michelle Lemon, she says, my drunken mistake was eating an orange. Boaty, have you ever eaten cheese while drunk?
No, certainly not.
You definitely have got some hold over your actions when you're drunk.
I think so. I mean, I can never be absolutely certain because you don't remember everything, do you?
No.
I normally just propose to people.
God. Are they drunken mistakes, some of them?
Well, no, because I only propose to people that I like. I think my subconscious won't allow me to propose to somebody I don't like.
Well, that's fair enough. But have you ever woken up the same morning and they've said, darling, you proposed to me last night. I'm so glad we're getting married. And you've thought, oh, I didn't mean to.
No.
All right, there we go. Tracy says, Peter P says, is it a urinal cake? And Matron says, no, lol, literally it was a cake that was bright blue because of food colouring. I have photo evidence, so I wasn't having a bad trip, Project Nigel. And he replies, I might phone in to cause a distraction. Do, come on, Nigel. Mustard, whatever you want me to call you. And Jimmy Quinn is also encouraging it. And Andrew, go on. Would you care for a cup of tea, Father?
Oh, that was good.
And Matron says that what goes on the camping trip stays on the camping trip. Them's the rules.
And we have a caller. Oh, hang on. Oh, balls that up. Where's my caller gone?
Maybe they hung up. Maybe they panicked.
Yeah, they've buggered off. Carry on.
Okay. Yes, so Tracy says, what goes on the camping trip stays on the camping trip. And that's quite right, Tracy, like the fishing trip.
Let's try again. Good evening, mystery caller. Good evening. Oh, you're quite quiet. Let's turn you up. Oh, right, you're as loud as you can be. Speak up. Right, that sounds a bit like Simone. Is that you, Simone? Hello, how are you? Oh, you're ever so quiet. Oh, okay. How are you? Oh, this is nice. Yeah, well, we're kind of talking in real time now, obviously, because we're on the phone. But yeah, as you know, for those who don't know, this is Simone of the Hooked on Classics YouTube channel, which you should all definitely subscribe to and definitely watch. And we are blessed to have Simone ringing in because Simone is kind of the darling of all of the big YouTube channels. They all, if Simone is at a car show or car meeting, all of the big knobs make a beeline for her. Some of them tend to. Well, Hubnut always heads in your direction, doesn't he? Yes, he does. Yes, that's a very nice thing that he does. But, I was going to just quickly go back to the alcoholic side of things. Oh, okay. When I used to drink quite a lot, believe it or not, I remembered everything. There was never a night I forgot anything at all. It was very, very odd that I would remember everything. Okay. So I never got to the state where I was unable to function or remember anything. I'm always quite grateful when I don't remember what I've done. I always think that's kind of a blessing. I think sometimes it might be. Yeah. Definitely. Anyway, how's Emma Lemon doing?
I'm great, Simone. I'm great. It's lovely to hear you.
Thank you. Very
Thanks for calling in. I've been watching your videos. I haven't watched your latest yet, though.
Sorry, say again.
Oh, they were good. It's lovely to to see somebody that I've been seeing on the chat. It was lovely to sort of put a name to a face and a moving face at that. But yeah,
she was
obviously
saying that she's been binge watching your videos, but she hadn't seen the latest one yet.
Okay, the latest one is nearly an hour long. So
oh bloody hell!
Down some popcorn and a coffee. But anyway, I'll leave you to the rest of your show and say hello to everyone who's watching.
Oh, Simone, it's so lovely to hear your voice. Thank you so much for ringing in.
Not a problem, anytime.
Oh, bless you. Take care, my lovely.
Right, good evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ah, that was nice. That was really lovely.
It is nice.
And unexpected. Ah, we've been rung by royalty, YouTube royalty.
Name me one. Says Travelodge is the closest to camping I will ever go. And Andrew Buttergeek says, if this tents are rocking, everyone in the field will know what's happening inside. Are you coming over, Andrew, to join in the camping? Pungent Exit says, Emma, how long have you been co-hosting with the boat? You're very good at presenting. Well, this is my second time co-hosting on the screen. I did a couple over the phone, and then we decided to progress to the screen. And thank you for saying I'm very good at presenting, because I've never done anything like it in my life, although my dad was in broadcasting. So I don't know if I've got it from that. But thank you very much for the compliment. It's nice to know that it's, not too chaotic. Peter P is singing. Ring, ring, why don't you give Boaty a call? And Thomas Vickers says he will fight for Sophie. Well, I think
you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I think
you really don't want to do that.
I've seen Neil, and I don't think that you would come out very well on that one.
Yeah. If you got into a fight with Neil, the only thing that you could really do would be just to pray that it was a quick death, basically. You ain't coming out on top. I mean, apart from the fact that he's a massive unit, he's also a trained bloody, MMA or cage fighter or whatever the hell it is. He's basically a trained killer. Oh, here we go. And this is not an unknown caller. I know who this is, and it is John Stoodley. How are you, sir? Good evening.
How are you, Mr. Boaty?
I'm tremendously well. How are you, Emma?
I'm absolutely fantastic, John. And what a lovely photo of your skin tag. Thank you very much for that. I shall treasure it.
I thought I'd send it just to liven things up.
Yeah, I've had a brilliant day. It's been awesome today. I've really loved it.
Yeah, going to the subject about Neil, I can guarantee your audience that they wouldn't want to take Neil on, believe me. It's not wise.
Yeah, well, you've been in a car with me and Neil, haven't you? And the caravan.
I wouldn't take him on, let's put it that way. I'm not that stupid.
Yeah, no. You're a wise man. You're a wise man. I mean, Neil is lovely. One of the nicest human beings I've ever met, genuinely. But yeah, not a man to trifle with.
No, he's a nice, and Sophie, they're very nice people.
They are. How are you feeling anyway? How's things with you?
Not too bad. I've been to the doctors and I've got some treatment for my depression.
Oh, that's good, mate.
I'm having some talk therapy with that.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
So that's going to get me through that. And I've been on the other stuff for me depression as well. So I'm getting there slowly.
Oh, good man. Good man. It's not easy. God knows it's not easy.
No, it's not.
Do you find that it becomes a little bit easier when the good weather comes? I suffer more with depression in the winter.
Yeah, I don't like the winter. I like the summer, the hot weather.
Yeah, winters are hard to get through. You haven't got the natural light that helps with various chemicals and whatnot in your brain. You've got the long nights. It's hard. So, hopefully you're keeping your head above water.
Yeah, I am. On my latest video on my channel, I did actually do a walk into Hell's End.
Oh, good lad.
I found that very nervous doing it, but I did it anyway.
Good man. That takes some doing. That takes some doing. Because
I did it one take.
Yeah.
Which was, I just kept pausing the video as you do making a video and just adding bits to it, things like that.
Yeah. But if any of you guys are fortunate enough that you don't suffer from anxiety, then you won't be aware just how difficult it is to do what can seem like the simplest things. If you're really suffering badly from anxiety, clinical anxiety, then simply leaving your front door can be a mission that's akin to climbing Everest. And the idea in going out into public and actually making a video when you're suffering with that is pretty mega. So hats off to you, mate, for getting out there and doing it.
Well, at my worst, I wasn't going out of my house for at least 2 or 3, 4 weeks sometimes, if not more.
Yeah, totally understand that.
So for me to go out and do things, which I kept promising my channel I was going to do, but my mental state just was not there to do it. So I thought, no, I'll wait till I feel a bit stronger. So I thought, right, it's a nice day, I'm going to do this. And I left the wife at home, the kids were at school, just went out and did it.
Good lad. Good lad.
I feel better for doing it, believe me.
Yeah, and hopefully you'll get some feedback on the videos as well, and that'll encourage you to do some more.
I might do a few more, probably not this week, obviously, because it's raining this week. So I might do a few in a couple of weeks, probably.
Oh, good on you. Good on you. And you know that we've all got your back.
I know. I do like, that's one thing I do like about this community. You all look out for me. If I'm not feeling good, you always ask how I am. I'll get yourself, Neil, messaging me, see if I'm all right. So, and occasionally I do get Mr. Cheeseburger messaging me as well.
Oh, that's nice.
So I've got support, which I do like. And Alf, Barry does as well.
Oh, brilliant. He's quite local to you, isn't he?
No, Barry's the one that's in abroad, isn't he?
Oh, the other Barry, not Barry Strata. You mean that guy from SETI Alpha 5?
Yeah, that's the one,
Yeah. Yeah,
so it's a good time, and
don't be sorry. It's lovely to hear from you.
I just like to occasionally drop in and see how people are doing.
Oh, bless you. You're very good. You're a gentleman and a scholar, sir.
I do like to have your company. It's nice to speak to you sometimes.
Always. And again, for those who don't know, we've had John come up to the Yard of Dreams, and we've had lunch with him in the caravan. And we've done that with Neil and Sophie, and we've had car journeys and all sorts. So we're old pals now, aren't we?
Oh, yes, I've got to go my favourite car, Stigbert.
Yeah, Stig. Well, next Monday, Stigbert's being fitted with a new exhaust, a nice stainless steel exhaust, so it's going to sound a bit better.
He sounded nicely caught my road, to be fair.
He's going to sound even better, thanks to the lovely Neil. He's going to work his magic on him.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, I do like Stig, and I think he'll look nice with that very exhaust as well.
Yeah, it'll be a nice finishing touch for him, won't it?
It will, yeah. I'm watching your stream as well as I'm talking to you, but I've got it on sort of low volume.
Yeah, otherwise you'll get the old feedback.
Yeah.
Any drunken mistakes you'd like to share with us all?
I've had quite a few over the years. Obviously, I can't talk about too much on here because it's going back to my days with that certain family, so I can't say too much.
Ah, right, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Let's not go there.
No, I can't, mate. I'm not giving up myself that.
Okay, matey. Well, it's brilliant to hear your voice. Thank you so much for ringing in.
And you, mate. And bye to you as well. Have a good evening.
Hi, much love to you, John.
Thank you very much. I'll speak to you soon, Boaty, mate.
Have a good evening.
Take care, buddy. Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Ah, there we go. Right, back to you with the old comments.
Right, so matron is telling us about when she was proposed to. She's only ever been proposed to once, and that was by a very good friend of hers who asked her and then told her he would marry her if they got old and didn't have partners. Yay!
Oh, the safety wife. Yeah.
And Andrew Buttigieg said for him to fall off again, Mustard. Thomas Vickers said, depression is tough, bro. I hope you feel better. Keep fighting. Yes. Lovely, lovely comment, Thomas. And Andrew Buttergeek says, Boaty speaks the truth regarding anxiety. I know those feelings oh so well, and actually so do I. I've had my fair share of it. So yeah, absolutely. Thomas Vickers said, can I have your channel name, sir, to support you on your journey?
Oh, talking to John. Yeah, John, put your channel name in the comments, please, so so everybody can go to your channel, have a look at your videos, and give you a bit of support.
And Matron, we're nearly at the end of the comments now. Matron said, "Can someone please furnish Thomas with both John Stoodley's links? Thank you kindly." Peter P says, "You're an inspiration, John." Andrew Buttergeek says, "Stiggy." Thomas Vickers said, "Got 3 safety wives just in case." Got 3 of them. That's a good plan. Michelle Lemon says, "John sounds like a top bloke. Depression is so hard to talk about. Well done, John." And I agree with that. I think that we should talk about it more, because then you get to know that there's a lot of other people who've gone through or are experiencing a similar thing. You can all support each other.
Totally.
And Matron said, "I think a big chunk of comments were missed. Scroll back up to Peter P singing ABBA." Okay, I apologise if I missed, if it was me. It probably was me. Right, let's get back up to... Right, here we go. Peter P singing...
I think you have missed a few.
Well, why? Well, okay, I have. Sorry about that. Sorry you can't get the staff, can you, Boaty? It's only my second time. Be gentle with me. Jimmy F500 says, "I once felt some random woman's bosom, but it was her that got thrown out of the nightclub while I was drunk. Shame on me." Oh, dear.
A random bosom. Gosh. They creep up on you, those random bosoms do. They just creep up on you out of the blue.
Project Nigel says, "Puff is you, Boaty."
Bollocks.
Simone says, "Good evening." So clearly this is when she arrived. I apologise, I missed all of these. I don't know how, it must have flown to the end. My computer must have. Neil says, "A 6'3", 21 stone behemoth. Oh, right. According to a member today, but yeah, unfortunately, Sophie is my partner for the past 3 years."
Well, who's that unfortunate for? Sophie?
I think he's meaning that it's unfortunate for Thomas that he can't get a look in because she's been spoken for.
Yeah, by a
Jimmy
21 stone behemoth.
And Jimmy Quinn is telling you smoking the weed.
Oh, the puff.
Yes. And Andrew Buttergeek says jazz cigarettes. Project Nigel says, "This is why I dare not get drunk with you."
He dare not get drunk with me because he's in the closet and he's scared he might fall out of it. That's why.
I happen to have noticed on Singles, Boaty, that you replied to a guy who was looking for a date in London. And I know you were joking, but it did bring to mind last night's live stream when you were desperately trying to convince your viewers that you absolutely are not gay. And I thought, how funny.
I've got a story about that. I've got a story about that. Yeah, I did comment on. I tend to leave comments like that on posts like that. But the gentleman in question, who's some kind of German doctor living in London, he got incredibly offended that a man replied to his post, and he complained to the UK Singles Community page, which of course I run. So he complained about me to me, but he also went through the list of the admin, and on the list there are various moderators, but there's only one admin. I don't list myself as admin. I don't particularly need or want people to know that it's my thing. But Boo, my ex-partner, the lovely Boo, she is admin because Singles is only what it is, or what it used to be, because she and I built it together. I started it off. Boo came along and it really took off when Boo and I built it together. So even though we're split up now and there was a bit of a fallout and whatnot, as far as I'm concerned, Singles is 50% hers. So when we started speaking again and being reasonable, Boo doesn't go in there very often, or at all, as far as I know. But she's admin, so she can do it if she wants to, because she put the work in. It's only fair. He also complained directly to her. So when I was driving to the Yard of Dreams today to meet Steve Berry, the former Top Gear presenter and leading motoring journalist, I suddenly got a ping on my portable electric telephone, and it's a message from Boo. And I'm thinking, Boo messaging me, bloody hell. And all I could see when I quickly glanced, because I was driving, was, can you apologise? And I thought, fuck, what did I say when I was drunk on a live stream about Boo? Somebody sent her the link to the live stream with the video, and I've said something incredibly offensive about her. And I'm racking my brains trying to think what I've said on the live stream. So I pulled up at the earliest possible opportunity and safely and legally looked at my phone. And she's been messaged by that guy. And she said, you've very much offended this gentleman, with some laughing emojis. And then she sent the screenshots of what he'd sent to her, which he'd already sent, which, as it turned out, he'd sent to me as admin of the UK Singles Community page. And she said, can you apologise? So I sent her a message saying, I'm very sorry, Boo. She wanted me to apologise to him, of course, but I just said, I'm very sorry, Boo. And she just sent this crying, laughing face and says, you haven't bloody changed, have you, silly, sensitive fucker? So that's the story about that.
That was quite amusing. I'm glad I raised it now. Oh my God. Why would somebody... He obviously has absolutely no sense of humour, though.
He's German. He's German.
But what if a gay guy genuinely was interested? I don't think he said he was looking for a woman at all. He just said I was looking for a date in London.
Exactly. And when people do those non-specific things, that's why I always put a post like that to put them out of their comfort zone a bit. Because I hate posts like that where they just come across as desperate, you know, because it's anybody come and meet me. Not I'm looking for this, that, the other, which we all are. I mean, at least we're probably looking for a particular gender. They just put out this general bollocks post, and I hate it. And you know, when people give silly answers like, you know, what are you looking for? Oh, anything with a pulse. Ha 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 ha. And it's so counterproductive because it makes you come across as so desperate that nobody's going to go anywhere near you because they're going to think, well, they're just after anybody with a pulse. So I'm not going to go there because I'm not just anything with a pulse. I'm amazing. I'm me. I want somebody who deserves me. So I always post a silly answer. But yeah, he's very German. He was genuinely offended, and he did genuinely send those messages. And I just, in the end, I replied back to Boo a bit later on. And I said, well, it serves him right. If he'd have played his cards right, he could have been sitting here in this caravan eating a free lunch with a former Top Gear presenter and Captain Mustard. So he's lost out.
So presumably he won't have picked up on the advert we put in there tonight and joined the live.
I'm guessing not.
Oh, that's quite funny. I'm glad I raised it now. I just thought it was funny after the last night you saying about absolutely no interest in that, and then that comment was on. It did amuse me. Right,
well, so that's what I was talking about last night. I've got no problem putting a comment up there somewhere which makes it appear like I'm gay.
Yeah.
It's only the people who are insecure in their sexuality that can't do or refuse to do things like that. Mustard is the same. Mustard is as straight as he's as straight a man as straight can be. But he's got no problem pretending to be gay or camping it up or whatever, and that's because he's secure. And it's the same with me. Oh, hello. Here we go. It's another unknown one. Hold on. Let me put it on speaker. Good evening, mystery caller.
Good evening. It's Nigel from Double Zero Garage.
Oh, hello, mate. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you? And can I just say, ding dong, hello, Emma.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hi. I didn't catch who it was. Who is it?
It's Nigel from 00 Garage.
Oh, hello.
Right, it's this is Nigel. He's from the YouTube channel 00 Garage. I first met him at it was at Furious Driving's do, wasn't it?
It was indeed, yes.
And he's just the nicest guy in the world. He's absolutely. Well, you are. That was so much fun at that thing, and I had no idea you were even watching. So it's brilliant to hear you. I actually watch your videos.
Fantastic.
I mean, to be honest, I don't watch absolutely everybody's. There's only so many hours in the day, but I genuinely enjoy yours.
I'm literally just taking a break from editing the latest one.
Oh, okay. What have you been up to?
I'm trying to put a roof back on my garage.
Oh, right. Okay.
So still trying to get that finished. I'm ignoring the cars for now, all of them, because I want the roof on the garage so I've got somewhere to work on the car.
Yeah, well, that's kind of putting the horse before the cart, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Not like me. I don't normally do stuff like that. I'm not normally that sensible.
Yeah, none of us are, mate. None of us are. We're all lunatics at the end of the day.
Joke of the night, or the funniest part of the night, this is actually the second time I tried to ring you.
Okay.
On account of the first time, I misdialed the number.
Ah.
I woke some poor sod up, I think. Never mind.
So, have you got what's the topic for this hour? Oh, drunken mistakes. Have you got any drunken mistakes you'd like to share with us?
Oh, God, yeah.
Or would you like to, are you drunk now and would you like to propose to Emma?
I'm not drunk now. Based on my personal life, I can't propose, unfortunately.
Okay.
However, I am available for dates now and then.
There you go. Over to you, M11.
Well, thank you.
What? One of the topics tonight's bucket list.
Oh, yeah.
I do have something on my bucket list.
Okay, go for it.
I would like to drive across America in a classic American car that I have flown into America, bought the car in America, drive it across the place, and then bring the car home with me.
Bloody hell.
I'd like to do that.
Blimey.
Don't think that's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. I like the idea of doing the American coast to coast. I've done some reasonably long drives in America. On my 30th birthday, when it went into the day after, I drove to Canada. Well, we drove from Chicago to Canada, which was a lot further than I thought it was. And I watched a few videos quite recently, actually, of people doing the coast to coast in various ways. I watched a video where some guy did it on a Greyhound bus.
Oh, right, yeah.
And God almighty, that was horrendous.
Yeah, I used to know somebody in England who lived in a Greyhound bus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was years ago. That sadly they're both gone now, but I have no idea what happened to the bus. But it was overdone out, like the way you see them on YouTube now, all the van life and that.
Yeah.
It was all well out long before van life was a thing. But was that on the PCH? Did you drive on the Pacific Coast Highway?
I can't remember. I did. I've not driven much in the States. When I was in Chicago, I kind of stayed put. We only did the one drive, and that was to the Canadian border. And then the other time that I was living in the States was in Vegas, and I just did the drives out to normal places, Hoover Dam, Grand Canyon, all of that sort of thing. Other than, sorry, go on.
I was just going to say I was over there in 2006, and I flew into Memphis, and then I did Georgia, Pigeon Forge, drove into Alabama, Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina, and then drove back up to Memphis to come back home again.
Oh, that's a proper drive, isn't it? What did you do that in? What were you driving?
Oh, sadly, it was a Hyundai Sonata.
No, okay.
There was a cock up on the flight and there was loads of delays, and I had booked a Chevy Impala.
Oh, cool.
The first delay, the Impala went and they saved me a Ford Taurus. And by the time I got there, that had gone, and the only thing that I left was this Hyundai Sonata thing.
I have, it's not a bucket list thing, but when I was in Chicago, I thought it would be really cool to get an ex-taxi Chevy Caprice and bring that back to the UK.
Yeah.
Because I just love the idea of a Chevrolet Caprice being used as a taxi.
Yeah.
And I just thought, that you've got to love somewhere that thinks, right, we need a taxi. It needs to be economical, reliable. Chevrolet Caprice. Yeah, why would you not do that?
Yeah.
And I'd love
one of those Manhattans, the old taxis in New York.
Oh, the checkers there, aren't they?
Yes, or
yeah.
The checker cab.
Yeah.
Because to me, they look even more like an American cab than Chevy Caprice does.
I agree. I totally agree.
I'd love a checker cab. There's a couple over here.
Are there?
I haven't come across one that's for sale yet, unfortunately.
What lump have they got in them?
It's I think it's the AMC. I'm not 100% certain. It's not an AMC engine, it'll be a Chevy D8, I would have thought.
Because the Caprice is 5.7, I think.
Yeah, the Caprice it would either be a 305 or 350, so 5.7 normally.
Right.
I think the one that Bruce Willis destroyed in Die Hard would definitely be a 5.7.
And such a massive car, and there's still no bloody room in the back seat.
No, I mean, well, one of mine, I've got sitting outside now. I've got a 1968 Dodge Charger, and there's as much space inside of that as there is in my Mondeo.
Yeah.
And it's twice the size.
How is the Mondeo? How are you getting on with that?
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I've just getting all the bits and pieces I need through the post to sort the indicators out, because I don't know what the previous owner has done, but one of the indicators is currently pink, and the other one comes on as a side light.
Oh, bloody hell.
So I've got all the bits and pieces to sort that out. Other than that, it's fine. I need a couple of bolts for the third brake light and the spoiler, and then it's job done and the car's all finished. It's MOT's up at the end of next month, and I'm hoping it'll just sail straight through, but it's doing well. I'm loving it.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Fingers crossed for the MOT.
Oh, definitely. Last year it did well. We only had an advisory for a noisy bearing last year. When I bought it, I put 2 bearings in it.
Hang on, have you had it a year?
No, I've had it 6 months.
I was going to say, that can't have gone that quickly. I remember you buying it. It can't be a year.
No, I got it. I got it in November, and I put it on the road in December.
Right.
So no, I mean, I kind of believe the 6 months or so much. I got the tax reminder through, and it's like, good God, is it that much to tax it? Jesus.
Yeah. And you're doing the shows? How many shows you done this year?
I haven't done any yet.
I love that video you did on how much it costs to go to a show.
Yeah, for us though, yeah.
Because
I mean, depending on what you do and what you take, it can be a right nightmare. I live approximately 4 hours away from the British Motor Museum, and about the same time again from Santa Pod. And I normally do Santa Pod at least once a year. One of the last times I went, when petrol was a lot cheaper than it is now, I took the Charger down.
Bloody hell.
The Charger at the Santa Pod and bring it back home was 600 quid all in petrol.
Bloody hell. Oh, that's terrifying.
I don't mind it. It's not the kind of car you buy and then sit and whinge about the fact that it's thirst.
Yeah.
If I want to use it for a car show, I'll just make sure I've got the money and then I'll use it and then I enjoy it. But it's a lot of money, because I normally do 17, 18 car shows a year.
God, that's going to add up, isn't it?
A lot of them are local now because of the cars I drive. But if I did 17 or 18 4-hour drives, I'd be looking at the thick end of £1,000 every weekend.
That's the problem, isn't it? That is the problem. It gets so expensive, and you haven't always got the time as well. It's the time that I struggle with, because obviously running the restaurant, I kind of limit myself to the only ones I've done recently were at the Great British Car Journey, which is like it's 20 minutes down the road from me.
Yeah, I mean that's ideal for me. I mean, living up here in Northumberland, everything is down your way.
Yeah.
So I've probably got a 2-hour start earlier than anybody else has. That's the one I want to go to, but I'm doing one this weekend, which is only literally half an hour away.
Oh, okay.
In South Shields, I'm going to the Northeast American car club's Fins and Chrome this weekend. So I'll be there on Sunday, so I'll get some footage of that.
Oh, that'll be cool. Look forward to that.
Then I'm booked in for us to go to in September as well.
Right, yeah, I saw that had been announced.
Yeah.
And it was Rustyful 1 that you did the video about cost about, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
Yeah.
So I've booked them on doing. I would severely like to do it in one of the American cars.
Yeah.
But it depends on how much money I've got by September.
Yeah, that's the thing. I really liked that video because it just addressed something that that maybe hadn't. Well, I don't think I've seen another video talking about that before.
Well, that's it. It seems to be one of those great unspoken about areas, and everybody's always, are you doing such and such this weekend? Are you going to this show? Are you going to that event? And the only answer you get is either yes or no, I'm working, no, I can't afford it. But nobody ever seems to break down the fact that this is what it actually cost me to drive 4 hours to get there and 4 hours to get home.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, we didn't do the sort of expensive pricing of food. It was literally just take food with food, run out of food and get something on the way home, or go somewhere cheaper on the way home. Fortunately, the Mondeo was exceptionally good on fuel, so that saved a chunk of money. I think I got all the way there and back on one tank of petrol. So that was really good. But the other hard part about it for me was the driving, because it was all done in one day.
Yeah.
We're left here at 5 o'clock in the morning. Met up with another lad part way down, and then I drove down with him. So it's like 4 hours, just over 4 hours to get there, and then the 5-6 hour event, and then another 4 hours home.
Yeah, it's a long old day, isn't it?
It is, but it is now. I mean, it's something I used to many years ago. I used to get up in the middle of the night, leave here about 3 in the morning, drive to Santa Pod, do the full day drive home, and then go to work the next day, and it was fine. But now it's obviously an age thing, and it's got the point now where I'm thinking, I wonder if I should get a hotel for September for us to go to and just do the 2-day event.
Yeah, why not?
But then adds into the cost, but at least get a more leisurely, pleasurable drive out of it as well. Well,
that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, I suppose it's something that you end up doing kind of instead of having a holiday almost. And
it is, yeah. I mean, I always say to people that the amount of money that a family of 4 or a family or a couple would spend on a week in Spain, I can spend over the course of a weekend at a car show and have just as much fun.
Yeah. But I mean, I must admit that it's mostly time that's the factor for me, because the restaurant closes 1 day a week. So any other day, and there are no car shows on a Monday. So any other day, then the time alone would knock it out for me. But cost would also be a massive factor as well, because as everybody knows, I run my fleet on a budget that is probably 50% of what it needs to be, which is why the fleet are never all working at the same time.
And if you currently, I have 6 cars on my drive at the moment, one of which isn't mine. And the Mondeo's fine, that's doing everything it should do, and everything else is broken.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, and sadly mine are more hugely expensive to put right. And I'm hopefully working towards getting monetized so YouTube can pay for the parts I need for the cars.
How close are you?
I've got 517 subscribers, and I'm still down on hours is the thing, unfortunately.
What do you want watch hours?
The last time I looked, it was about 800.
Oh, okay, so you've got quite a way to go, because even for the first stage of monetization, you need 500 subs and 3,000 watch hours, I think.
It is 3,000 watch hours for the 500,
yeah,
and 1,000 subs and 4,000 for the full monetization.
Yeah. How long have you been going now? How long has it you've been going?
This will be my 3rd year.
Okay.
So, I mean, I've looked at other people's channels, and I mean, there's some channels that do 3 videos and they've got 20,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. And there's other channels I've been watching lately because YouTube seems to be flagging up a lot of low subscribed channels to watch.
Okay.
Some of them have been on like 14 years, 10 years, 8 years, and they've got nowhere near 300 yet. So it obviously just depends on what content they're putting out and how lucky you are to get the right people to watch it.
Yeah, all of that sort of thing. My idea was just to throw enough shit at the wall and hope some stuck. So I just put loads of crap out and hope for the best.
I tried doing a video every day, and I'm thinking because I've settled on the fact if I do a video every 2 or 3 days, that gives me last video 2 or 3 days for people to take it, watch it, or whatever, and then I'll do the next one. So I'm sort of settled on trying to put a video out every 2 or 3 days where I can. But at the minute, with everything I do car-wise being in the driveway, if the weather's crap, which it has been, I can't make a video.
Yeah.
Emma's going to the toilet, apparently.
Yes, I've just seen that too. There we go. God, look at the time.
I've bored her and weed them.
Well, to be fair, we've been going for 2 hours and 6 minutes. So, and she's been drinking. So, and we've still got to hear about her Babble retraining. She still hasn't gone into details on that.
Oh, right.
I'll
stick around for that.
Were you there at the beginning of the live?
Sorry?
Were you here at the beginning of the live stream?
I wasn't, unfortunately. I was on a phone call with a friend.
Right, well, she let us know, talking about what sort of day we've had. She had to go and have her bowels retrained. And, God, that was a quick week. That was
I don't take long.
Quick week. So, I think we should probably catch up with some comments and then find out about the bowel retraining.
Oh, definitely, hit the comments and then we must learn about this bowel retraining.
Absolutely. It's really nice to hear your voice, mate. Thank you so much for calling in.
You're more than welcome. It was great to call in. It was great to see hello to Emma. Oh, look,
She's
she's back.
back. Right, catch you soon, buddy. Take care.
Speak to you soon.
That was 00 Garage, guys. 00 Garage. Check it out. You heard him. He's trying to work towards monetization. He's a lovely guy, honestly, and his videos are great. So do check him out. And welcome back from your Wii M11.
I'm sorry about that. I was desperate. Before I continue with the comments, Sophia sent me a private message. She said she was going to call in, but she felt like that she'd called in enough. But she's gone to bed because she said that she's tired. She's got to be up at 7. Her eyes are sore. But she says she's sending lots of love to everyone and says good night, sweet dreams. She loves you all.
Oh,
so nice. That's very lovely. So
I've got a private message from who I don't know, but it just says we miss Emma.
Is this what?
We miss Emma.
We miss Emma. Oh, yeah. We miss Emma.
Yeah.
Who misses me?
I don't know. It's a random number.
Okay, well, thanks for missing me. I'm back now.
It's a random number that texted into the show phone. No idea who it is.
Was it when I went for my Wii, they suddenly noticed the big empty gaping space?
It could have been, or it could have been when we were chatting about American cars and stuff.
Well, we shall get back to the comments. And Tracy is talking about something I think that we talked about an hour ago now. When we were talking about the puff thing, and I asked the question, was it the time that somebody had put it all in one and she had it all? And she says, yes, that present. And stepdad made my ex roll it up. And then stepdad complained that he had rolled it up. It was a present for me, but apparently it was a present for everyone. Not for me, though, because I'm a good girl. I don't do that sort of thing.
Good.
Andrew Buttergeek says it's $20. Is it dollars in Australia? Australian dollars, yeah, a gram. And Neil says that you proposed to him while you were on the vodka in Rill.
Oh, did I?
Thomas, I thought you knew that.
Well, I'd obviously forgotten. It wouldn't surprise me. In real,
Probably when you're in bed.
Blimey. No,
Is that when he
weren't
slid into bed?
No, we weren't in bed together in real. That was in Mill Road.
Well, which one came first?
Real.
Right, so you proposed to him and then he got into bed with you on the next trip.
Oh, well, that's the way it's supposed to go, isn't it?
Thomas Vickers says, Neil, I'm next in line then. Let me know when she gets bored. Referring, obviously, to Sophie.
Oh, that's brave.
Michelle Lemon says, we love Simone.
We do.
And Thomas Vickers says, Emma, we should duet and post it to your channel. Are you a singer, Thomas? Tracy says, yay, hi, Simone. Hello in Mustard's impersonation. So, hello. Peter P says, yes, great channel. Hooked on Classics is.
Yes,
and
it is.
Thomas Vickers says, Thomas is going to write us a song. Are you a songwriter, Thomas? Are you actually a singer-songwriter? That's really interesting. Do you have a channel yourself? Andrew Buttergeek says, the world-famous Hooked on Classics. And Simone says, yay. And Project Nigel is saying hello. Now, Sophie has gone to bed, but she wasn't in bed when she posted this comment. Neil proposed to me lots of times when drunk. Oh, I'd be interested to hear more about that, Sophie. And Andrew said, if I had funds for a plane ticket, I'd be there in a flash, meaning the camping trip. This is how far back the comments are. Excuse me, ticking tonight. I'm a bit ticky. Project Nigel says, I bet you'd like to get on top of Neil, Boaty, sir. And Matron says, oh, we've got to that bit. That was the bit where I had skipped a little comments. So it's talking about her being proposed to. So I need to skip down the comments to find where we got to.
Right, I think Matron said, I think a big chunk of comments were missed. Neil says tons were missed. Matron says, no problem, that's what I'm here for. John says, Matron has put them on the chat. Neil says, I got my full widge out at the Birmingham German market as a woman bet me a pint I wouldn't. Project Nigel says, name a car for an edit. We accept you in your homosexuality, Boaty, says Thomas Vickers. Mustard would like to know if we support Palestine. Neil would like to know what the final price is. Peter P would like us to eat a fish. Thomas has pointed out that nobody's given him the link to John's channel. So somebody please do that. The German doctor, says Andrew Buttigieg, was upset because Boaty wouldn't wear the lederhosen. I'd love to wear lederhosen. I might add that to my bucket list. I would love to go to one of those German dudes where you eat bratwurst and drink beer and wear leather lederhosen and do all of the, you have people upside down in front of you. You do all the slappy body stuff. I really fancy that. God, maybe I really am gay.
Is that going onto your bucket list, Boaty?
It might do, yeah. Oh, John has posted his YouTube doings. Get me a pint and I'll show it to anybody, says Neil. Great stream last night, Boaty, says Steve Holt. Like Jeremy Clarkson, you were on form or on farm. Thomas Vickers has tried cock and it's not for him. Fair enough. Sorry. Simone met Nigel at Rustyville and he is lovely. Mustard says, beardy man with a classic British sports car and a famous penis. Looking for a lady with a big bottom and no moustache. Oh, God. Right, take over. I'm losing the plot.
Thomas Vickers says, it was indeed Tracy. And he goes on to say, if I wear a dress and shave my moustache, I'm halfway there, Nigel. Are you interested? Matron says, can I be first in the queue? No tash and a massive arse. Selling herself there. Thomas Vickers says, damn, I lose. Tracy, want to be my safety wife? Might have to join the queue there, Thomas. Thomas says, it sounds splendid. And Neil says, if you want to see me pants, that's fine, Trace. Matron says, are you asking for you or a friend? To which Simone is now saying, Nigel has a Cortina too. And Matron says, I hope you've been to Primark for some laces, Neil, also known as the Gibbinator. And John Stoodley says, as Boaty knows, I do suffer with bad depression and anxiety, but I'm making an effort to overcome it the best I can. Neil says, they're on the shopping list, Trace. And Matron says, genuinely would scream like a 70-year-old at a hen do in a strip club if you had them on the camping trip, Neil. Go off your pop, Neil. Go get some. Thomas Vickers says, when and where is the camping trip? Would you like to answer that, Boaty?
I can answer where, but I can't answer when. The camping trip is going to take place at the camping area at Jeremy Clarkson's farm, but the date is yet to be arranged.
There we go. And he says, I'm intrigued. Matron says, no date yet. Neil is in charge. Talk to him. And Project Nigel says, Emma looks bored with the car chat. Well, I'm a disinterested car girl, so what do you expect?
Yeah, you're living out your role.
Yes, exactly. You wouldn't expect me to look excited, would you? Thomas Vickers says, Neil, darling, can I have info on the camping trip? He wants in. Thomas wants in. Andrew Buttergeek says, bloody hell, I so want to be at the Boaty camping doings. So many drunken shenanigans to be had, and I don't even drink. Do you not drink, Andrew? I don't drink either. Although I might make an exception. I'll see how I feel on the day. I drink very occasionally.
We need somebody to be sober that night, and it's not going to be me.
I'll look after everybody. I'll just film it all. And then Thomas has asked me if I'm there. Do you mean here or on the camping trip? I am here, and I do very much plan to be on the camping trip as well. I haven't got a tent yet, though, but I'll wait till near the time. And Peter says, Andrew Buttergig, me too. Matron says she's in neutral at the moment, Project Nigel. Thomas Vickers says she definitely is having impulsive thoughts. Peter P says, wave your willy, Emma, if you need rescuing. That was during that phone call. This is during the phone call. Andrew Buttergeek says, poor Emma, looking like a bad wife listening to her hubby waffling on with his mate about cars. And Matron's laughing at that. Project Nigel says, Emma is probably thinking about lemons now. Andrew Buttergeek says, bored. Thomas Vickers says, Emma, stand up and do a backflip if you need help. Matron says, what? After her bowel training, Thomas Vickers?
We still need to know about the bowel training.
It's actually not as interesting as you think, but I'll tell you about it in a minute.
Nigel is waiting to go to bed until he hears about the bowel training.
Thomas Vickers says, I don't mind, I'm into that. Flip and spray. Jimmy F. Oh, good, it's that time of night when people go a bit mad. I like this time of night. Jimmy F500 says, have to put up with this, Emma, I'm afraid. And Steve Colk says, Emma's still in heaven after eating them crisps. I want some. I've still got a couple left. Would you like one?
Oh, God, I'm dying for one.
Mm.
Oh, you cow.
They're all mine. So, Thomas Vickers says she's advertising them. I think I am. Thomas, Scampi fries are the official snack of Boaty's World.
Correct.
I think we're trying to persuade them to give us a free supply because we can advertise them. I mean, I've been advertising fantastically tonight. I think sales are definitely going to go up tomorrow.
We definitely need to get in touch with them and see if we can organise a supply for all of the inner scrotum.
That's before the camping trip, so we can bring them as well.
Yeah, totally. I will genuinely, I've had a glass of wine, but I will genuinely find the company and email them tomorrow. Somebody remind me.
Oh, right, I'll remind you. That'd be interesting. Maybe I should also contact them as well, because then they'll think, well, these people are serious. Thomas Vickers said, yeah, she's advertising them. True child boredom, he says. Matron says, Thomas Vickers, if you know, you know. And Andrew Buttergeek says, tie knots in the corners, Emma. Peter P says, have another bag of Scampy Fries, Emma. Oh, go on, go on. I have got another one here, actually, if anyone wants it. Maybe we could have a competition, a giveaway, where whoever sends a super chat gets a bag of Scampy Fries, as well as my pubes being shaved off. And then Project Nigel is laughing at Peter P. Name Me says, bored car chick video preview. Thomas Vickers says, your kink is not my kink, but your kink is our kink. That's an interesting one. Jimmy Quinn says, why are you waiting, Emma? Start shaving. Should have done. Thomas Vickers says, for real, Emma, get the trimmer out. And Matron says she likes the your kink is not my kink thing, I think. Oh, she was correcting Thomas on the expression. And he said, I thought we could share that moment. And Jimmy Quinn's got the violins out. And Thomas Vickers says, shame, draw a squid, Emma, because I was writing my little note. I could have drawn a squid, I suppose. I have to do some drawing next time. Name Me One says, staff on strike. Andrew Buttergeek says, Stockholm Syndrome. Thomas Vickers says, Emma, rage quit. Peter P says, making lemonade. Andrew Buttergeek says, split the whiskers. Jimmy Quinn says, training her bowel. Name Me One says, splash and dash. Jimmy Quinn says, must have a bucket. Well, we wouldn't be able to use Project Nigel's bucket. We know that now. And Thomas Vickers says he should do podcasts. And Jimmy F500 says, yes, Emma, I want the graphic detail about your bowels, Emma. I could make a fortune on this. Everyone wants it desperately, don't they? Right, hang on. My thing's floated in. Here we go. Thomas Vickers said, she sent love to me. Andrew Buttergeek says, bowel training, does that involve any ball handling? Simone says, Boaty, feel free to save her number. It ends in 655.
I've just done it.
Andrew Buttergeek says, slap those thighs. Now, 00 Garage is here. He says, hello again, and hello to all in the chat. And Matron's saying hello. And he says back to her, hello back to her. Project Nigel says, gosh, German Boaty in shorts.
Ja, mein Herr. Wir wollen ein Auto mit auf dem Bergkeller heim.
Jimmy Quinn says, the campsite. Jimmy Quinn says, the campsite next door to Clarkson's farm. And Andrew Buttergeek says, no, haven't had alcohol for years. No, neither have I, actually. 00 Garage says, if the camping is next to Clarkson's farm, will everybody be drinking Hawkstone's lager?
Of course.
I read on the internet that actually the shop on the campsite is very expensive and Hawkstone's lager there is very expensive. Just for FYI, while I was trawling the internet for my news articles. And Neil the Gibbinator says he will be. And Andrew Buttergeek says, me too, but not Scampy Fries. And he says, cleavage chips, yum. Because I don't know if Boaty saw, but I shoved my Scampy Fries down my cleavage. So that's what that's referring to.
I did miss that.
That's what he's referring to there. 00 Garage said, haven't had Scampy Fries for ages. And John Stoodley says the company is Smith's, which it is. And Matron says, cleavage Scampy. Steve Cook says, show us again, but move the crisp packet. And Andrew Buttergeek says, in a Ziploc bag. And Jimmy Quinn says, Smith make that cat Scampy Fries. Thomas Vickers says, £1 for a bowel video. Gosh, that's a bit cheap. What do you want me to show? A bowel video? Do you want me to show my bowels? Or do you just mean to make a video on the bowel retraining? I did ask if I get a certificate at the end, but she said no. Andrew Buttergeek is saying something in German. Mit das gut. Something like that. Any ideas?
Hang on, let me have a look. Mit das gut. Good.
What does that mean?
Good.
Oh, okay. Matron says that's too cheap for a fetish video, Thomas, because that's a premium service. And Neil says cheapest place to get the larger Amazon is lager. Amazon is massively expensive for it. Excuse me, I'm burping. Thomas Vickers says, hey, don't assume it's a fetish. And Simone said, I like the word cleavage. Matron says, just realised no wine burps tonight. There wasn't there? Or was that a pre-wine burp?
It was a pre-wine burp, yeah, the only one. And it came before the wine even came out.
Yeah, what's going on there? Andrew Buttergeek said, that's why Boaty is skulking off screen. His tinkle is getting excited. Or was it Boaty?
You know what I'm doing off screen.
Can you read this German thing from Peter P for me?
Oh, God. Die Scampi Fries sind sehr gut, oder? The Scampi Fries are very good, aren't they?
And Thomas Vickers says, microscopic bowel movement documentary, please. Actually, I was going to say something about another appointment I've got coming up, but I'll have to decide whether I really want to put that out there. Matron says, bowels are fetish, darling. It's very specialist, Thomas Vickers. And Thomas says, sorry, you're more experienced than me. Guide me, Tracy. Well, Matron is actually the person to be going to with this. So, yes, do guide him, Tracy, if you feel up to it. 00 Garage says, 2 girls, 1 cup. And the Greenwood Matron says, I'm a very experienced lady, Thomas Vickers, and she is.
She certainly is. Dear God. Dear God.
And Andrew Buttergeek says, me too, Simone, cleavage. And Steve Colk says, it's the last comment on here. And he says, my neighbour's cat is called Hitler. He's all white with...
What the hell happened there? It's all gone quiet.
Well, the comments ran out, so I thought I'd start chucking my cloth onto my head.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and Thomas Vickers says, share that experience with me, my lovely. And Matron says, good Lord, Boaty speaks about me like he has personal experience.
I've known you a long time, Trace. You're hideously indiscreet. That's all I can say about that. Show us your bowel for an edit, says Mustard. Right. Shall we have... What time is it? Oh, it's awfully late, isn't it? How are you feeling, M11? Are you ready to go? Or should we do
Ready to go for what?
Well, are you ready to finish? Are you knackered? Or
what's the suggestion?
Or shall we do a mad anything goes 20 minutes, 15 minutes of lunacy and finish?
Yeah, I like that idea.
Okay, so we'll finish at 1:45, which means we've got 19 minutes where anything goes.
Right. Well, I think that would be a good idea because it's been quite calm tonight. There's been no mention of Bungle's crispy ballsack or anything tonight. So, yeah, go for it.
We need an update on that.
I'll bring you one next week.
Ballsack.
We'll do a special feature next week. Well, I will update you on it next week. We'll do a special feature. So they can tune into that. Something for them to look forward to. Thomas Vickers would like you to join his Minecraft server because they're going to be doing very naughty things with each other. And Matron says, hideously indiscreet, if only he knew. And Andrew Buttergeek says, keep going, go on. Would you care for a cup of tea, Father? And
that
Thomas Vickers says,
good. That is very good.
Would you go on? Thomas Vickers says, Tracy, you intrigue me. And Matron says, looking forward to this madness. Name Me One said, that will just be bowel requests for the anything goes thing. And Matron is very much thanking Thomas. And she says she wants an update on Rod Hull.
We all need that update.
I was actually looking for the news article for anything to do with Rod Hull, and I couldn't find anything because I think I put it out there on the Facebook group, so I've got nothing on that at the moment. Thomas Vickers suggested special feature Boaty's Booties, And Name Me One says, how long is Boaty's cold shower going to be after this live? And Andrew Buttergeek says, Father Ted remake in the wings. Yes.
We could totally do that. On the camping trip, we could remake a Father Ted.
Okay, who's who then?
Well, I mean, I'm Father Jack, aren't I?
Sick! We're women! Vagina!
He never said that. He never said that.
Yeah, but you said it was Anything Goes, so I thought I'd add that in. If anything goes, if he was here now on Anything Goes, he would have said vagina. Trust me.
Okay. Right. What can we do for this last 50 minutes? Should we have a new topic?
Yeah, an off the cuff topic. What should we talk about?
Any ideas?
Well, no, you were the one who suggested. Any ideas? Come on in the comments. Hurry up. Any ideas what we could talk about? Otherwise, Boaty's going to disappear and you'll all have to go to bed. Someone says girls. God. What should we do?
Sorry, I'm just reading the comments there.
Well, read them out loud then. Tracy's laughing at vagina.
My brick.
Thomas says, if I had a vagina, it would look like I was in the pool for a week. Just saying. Peter P says,
to the manor born. To the manor born. I love that. I love that. Okay, feature number 2. Penelope Keith, would you? And I totally would have. I love To the Manor Born. Who said that? Who said that? Oh, it's Steve Colg. Steve Colg. I love To the Manor Born. I just did. Sorry.
Thomas Vickers says, no, Daddy, don't send me to bed. And Simone says boobies. Was that the topic we wanted to talk about?
Oh, no, here's the topic. Matron's come up with it. Small boobies or big boobies, discuss.
Oh, right. Interesting. Who's going first?
And Simone would like to add boob enhancements to the discussion.
Okay. Well, what should we say? You go first, Boaty. Small boobies or big boobies, and why?
Small.
And why?
Because big ones intimidate me. I'm not enough of a man to deal with them. I wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah, but you know when you said that there's a lot of Neil for Sophie to explore and she hasn't finished yet. Well, it's the same kind of thing with the boobie. There's a lot to explore there. You know, it's not like taking like a quick day trip. It's like having a holiday, a week-long holiday. That's my argument for big boobies. I have to stick up for big boobies because, you know, mine are a reasonable size and they ain't going anywhere. So, you know, I have to fight the corner for the big boobies. I can't imagine them being any other way, to be fair. And they do get me quite a lot of attention.
Yeah, well, I mean, most men are obsessed by the sizable boob, aren't they? I mean, I completely understand that I am somewhat out of the loop in this, but I've always found them to be incredibly intimidating.
Yeah, but you could use them as earmuffs when you're cold. That's my argument. Use them as earmuffs.
Don't get you thrown out of Tesco.
Well, you know, like when it comes to autumn and you have to have all your hair shaved off.
Yeah.
And, you know, your head might get a bit cold. So I could provide you with somewhere nice and warm to stick it.
Well, yeah, but how do you think the restaurant customers might react to that?
Well, we could always find out.
I think we might have to change the... Oh, God, can you imagine the TripAdvisor reviews? I mean, genuinely, how would a customer react if somebody welcomed them, sat them at their table whilst having a sizable pair of boobs draped around their head, presumably with a woman immediately behind them? I mean, we're a family restaurant.
Well, I have to say, you know.
Have you ever been to a topless restaurant?
No. Just topless beaches, I think. That's all.
Have you ever been to a nude beach?
I've been abroad where people were stripped off and I stripped off.
I did it once. I went on holiday with fiancé number 2. And we discovered that there was a completely nude beach where, you know, completely nude bathing was allowed. So we went for it, didn't we? And now I'm certainly at that time, I was all year round heavily tanned. But this area of me was not heavily tanned. So that area of me got sunburned, didn't it? And that night we were back at the hotel and we were getting a bit frisky and getting up to a bit of, you know, hot pottering action, as you do. But I was sunburned, wasn't I? And as we got into it, it became quite painful. And then it became very painful. And then it became too painful to endure. So I pulled out, ran into the little kitcheny bit of the hotel room where we had the minibar, and in the minibar was some milk because Sasha had milk in her coffee in the morning, and I wasn't sure what to do, but I was in agony, so I poured a glass of milk and popped my little chap into the milk to try and get some relief from the pain. And Sasha wandered in, took a look, saw me with my little tinkle in the glass of milk, and she said, "Oh, I always wondered how you loaded those things."
Oh, God. I did have an experience when I was sunbathing naked on holiday, and my bum, you know, I fell asleep on my front in this hot sun and my bum was very burnt. And I spent the evening sitting on the cold tiles on the hotel floor trying to get some relief from the pain. But yeah, long time ago. I haven't done that for quite a long time.
Now, I did go naked on Blackpool Beach, I will
Blackpool?
admit.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's brave.
And I was actually arrested for indecent exposure. But in the end, they had to let me off for lack of evidence.
I thought you were going to say, like, you know, in your Wales video where you said you got out of having to pay that fine because you brought God into it. I thought you were going to say that God had persuaded you that you had to be naked on the beach.
That was 100% true. And I don't know if it came out in the video, but I did put the actual communication up there. I genuinely I drove over a bridge where you're supposed to pay an online toll, and I was too busy looking at Bernard's legs. And I got a fine through, which was like 40 quid or something. And I genuinely replied to it, saying that, look, I was on God's work. I had no sat-nav. God guided me, and God himself guided me across that bridge. So God is responsible for the toll charge. And I said he can be reached by the power of prayer. And they genuinely wrote back to me and said, we completely understand, Reverend. If you would be kind enough to just pay the £1.20 you should have paid, that will be the end of the matter.
Well, that's it. That's what you should have done when you were naked on Blackpool Beach. You should have just said that God had driven you, you know, to do that.
They had no evidence.
Oh, dear. They didn't take photos then.
There was nothing to take photos of.
Right, so let's see what's going on in the comments, because hopefully there's a nice boob argument going on here. Where were we? Right. Andrew Buttergeek says, I love my brick. Peter P says,
my brick.
Peter P says, other TV stars with suspected crispy sacks. Oh, that was the topic he was suggesting. Matron said, hidden comment. My phone just did something weird. Am I still on?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I don't know if I cut out for a bit there or not. It just did something strange, but hey.
You did. You totally disappeared. The sound went weird and you disappeared and all hell let loose.
Let me just check. Okay, it looks all right at the moment. Okay, so Name Me One said 2 hours in, we're running out. And Steve Cook says, Boaty Grover. Oh, hang on, we've had that one. My screen went skew-whiff while I checked my phone.
Memories
like the corners of my mind. Name Me One says,
watercolor memories of the way we were.
Okay.
Scattered pictures.
Finished. Okay. Name Me One said the innuendos have started.
Times we left behind.
Have you finished now?
I've finished that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Right. I shall continue. Thomas Vickers says, boots so big, there's TripAdvisor reviews. Matron said, about time. Andrew Buttergeek is laughing. 00 Garage says, definitely Andrew Buttergeek. Simone says, I wasn't blessed with much, so an enhancement would be nice. Matron said, this is too surreal, restaurant breasts. She was enjoying that one. We definitely need to pay a visit to the restaurant now after that topic.
Yeah, but don't do that. Don't wrap them around my ears. We don't tolerate abuse from customers like that.
It wouldn't be abuse, it would be a pleasure. I want to turn you, Boaty. I want to turn you from small ones to larger ones. I want to show you what you're missing.
We can all see what I'm missing, darling. They're not exactly hiding.
So, Project Nigel says bee cheese. Andrew Buttergeek says bee milk. 00 Garage says there's a nudist beach a couple of miles away from him. Andrew Buttergeek says boobies. Jamie F500 says fake or real. If that's a question, maybe for whether people prefer fake or real, mine are real. Just thought I'd throw that out there. These are all real, all natural, baby. And then we've got Peter P says crispy cheeks. Project Nigel says lack of evidence. Jimmy F500 says like a syringe. Peter P says slack evidence. Jimmy F500 says you chance a Boaty. And Matron says, I remember my mother naked sunbathing on a roof in London with her friend. And she went on for weeks about having to use sun cream on her nipples, on her nips. Shudders. I remember that too, Tracy. Our mother, oh my God. You know, you said that Tracy is indiscreet, but what do you think it's like to be a teenager having to listen to your mother talking about things like this? It's just... Oof. Steve Cork says, mustard and Boaty nude beach stream. And Andrew Buttergeek says, unfortunately, I wasn't blessed with a Mediterranean complexion. Last time I got badly sunburned, I was at school on a school trip to Queensland. Looked like a lobster. Steve Cook says, save the singing for bedtime, Boaty. And Matron said she's laughing her anal orifices off at Boaty laughing and Emma looking disapproving. My screen is completely frozen on here. Don't know why. The movement. Oh, it's back now. Right. Andrew Buttergeek says, "Oh Emma, now I have to touch my tinkle." I don't know what I'm allowed to say. I meant to ask you, Boaty, before coming on here tonight. I meant to say, is there anything I shouldn't read out?
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
00 Gary said, we need proof of them being all natural, Emma. Well, if Boaty would like to find out for you, then I'm sure he could give you a progress report.
Yeah, my ears will report back in due course.
I tell you what, the camping trip,
when they've been muffed.
On the camping trip, everybody can have a sample and find out if they're real or not.
That's
well,
very
whoever
accommodating of you.
Only people within the community, not like Jeremy Clarkson or any random people.
I mean, God, yeah, you wouldn't want to seem like a slut, would you? You know, only people who've said hello to you via your portable electric telephone.
I'm not.
You don't want Gerald
and
Caleb forming an orderly queue.
I wasn't going to sort of get them out and wave them all around the campsite. I just meant that they could, have a little squeeze and see what they think.
Well, that's... Sorry, I was just reading Mustard's comment. Oh, channel members only, says Name Me -1. Yeah, good shout. Good shout.
Oh, yeah. Andrew Buttigieg says, and now we cross to our reporter in the field, Boaty. And
my
Matron
ears will never be the same again.
And Matron says she's laughing her flowery anal orifice off at progress report. Can't do this. And Peter P says, yes, these are channel perks. I can't do the cloth. What's going on? Oh, there we go. And yes, and member, yes. Member is a good word, actually, Channel P. Peter P.
God.
So that was fun. Oh, Matron is crying at the community perks, not a slut. Woohoo! Oh, I've got the wrong one tonight. I've got the wrong cloth tonight, I think. I picked a different one up. It's not like the one I had last week.
Right. I don't know if I mentioned it, darlings, but I spent the day with not only my dear friend Captain Mustard, but also a former Top Gear presenter today. And to prepare for that, I actually set an alarm this morning, which is something that I don't really ever do unless I've actually got to get on an aeroplane. And as a result, I am absolutely cross-eyed with tiredness. So I am going to bring this to a close. What are you doing?
I was just finishing off the scampi fries, darling. Is that okay?
Yeah, I want one. Oh dear.
Come and get it.
Member and orifice are indeed rude words, matron. Well done. Oh, and moist is indeed positively disgusting. Yeah. So nobody mentioned moist. Nobody mentioned moist, orifice, or member. And certainly don't mention members in moist orifices. That would be completely wrong.
Peter P says moist groin.
Oh, God. Right. I'm going to bugger off and eat some curry and hit the sack. And I don't even want to think what I'm going to dream about tonight. I'm dreading going to sleep.
Sweet dreams, Boaty. Sweet dreams.
I've just got this horrible idea that I'm going to have an amalgamation of dreams that involve a Top Gear presenter and large breasts and my ears and
in the restaurant
and camping and restaurants, and it's all going to be horrible.
And scampi fries.
Oh, I'm happy to dream about scampi fries. Don't let me forget that I need to contact, was it Smith's, the manufacturer?
Yes, Smith.
Right. Yeah, we'll get on to them. Right, let's bugger off. It's been 2 hours and 49 minutes.
Woo-hoo!
Oh, God. Woo! Oh, balls. I've lost my doings. Right,
don't lose your willy waving cloth.
After 3. 1.
Oh, hang on, I'm not ready. Go for it.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Did you do it? I can't see.
Yes, I did.
Brilliant. That was what you call a mutual doings.
A success for your channel, Boaty.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Dreams of Steve Berry with massive tits. Time to start video editing for Captain Mustard. Bollocks, you're not going to be editing videos at 10 to 1 in the morning. Not a chance. Not a chance. Right, how do you want to finish, my lovely?
Well, I think we're going to have to finish with a bit of Brucey, aren't we?
Okay, do you want to say goodbye to everybody?
Yes, okay. Thank you everybody for watching tonight. I hope you enjoyed the topics and the news flash and the chaos and everything else that's gone along with it.
I think they love the Wine O'Clock news. That needs to come back next week.
Oh, it will do, definitely, as long as I can find some stories. But I hope everybody has a really nice evening. Well, what's left of it. Good sleep. Fantastic day tomorrow. Come and tell us all about it tomorrow night. I won't be here. As you well know, I'm only here on Mondays. But you can enjoy Boaty for the rest of the week, which I often do, from my bed.
Oh,
I'll be in my bed. Tomorrow night I will be in my bed, gazing longingly at this gorgeous poultry. I can't remember how to pronounce the blooming word. Polkitrudinous vision on my phone screen.
Oh,
yeah, I was actually going to say, Boaty, please don't be jealous of Mustard having a pendulous widge, because yours is polkitrudinous.
Well, and that beats pendulous, doesn't it?
It definitely does, Boaty.
Yeah, it's a question of style over substance. That's what it is.
Definitely. I would much rather, because pendulous implies it's just flopping around like this. You know what? You want a polkitrudinous one, straight out there. That's what you want, and that's what you got. Never forget it.
And it will totally poke your eye out.
Will it? Thank you.
That's why I have to go down the stairs backwards in the morning, so I don't knock the pictures off the wall.
Does it clank? Does it go down the stairs clanking as you go down? Does it like down each step? Does it go clunk, 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 clunk?
No, because that would be pendulous.
No, if it's polkitrudinous, presuming it's sticking out in excitement, and then it's clunking down the steps.
No, it's knocking the pictures off the wall. It's nowhere near the steps.
Oh, got it. It's up there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like about 40 degrees.
So basically, you're telling us now, right now, it could be hitting your light fitting.
Not far off.
Well, I need to see some pictures to prove it.
Be careful what you wish for. And on that note, right, let's Bruce ourselves up and then we will say a final good night. Enjoy yourselves with the one and only Bruce Meister as we say good night to you.
Good night, everybody. Sleep well.
Cheer up, cheer up. Everybody loves a happy face. Share it. It'll brighten up the darkest place. Twinkle, sparkle. Let the sunshine in. You'll be on the right side, looking at the bright side. Up with a chin chin chin. Cheer up, cheer up. Let the sunshine in. Up with a chin chin chin. Now come on everybody, chins up. I said chins there. Yes, yes, I can see you've got a problem. Yes, I know love, yes. Double trouble, yes. Oh, I wasn't being sarcastic. How can I be sarcastic with the chin I've got? Look at it. 2.5 hundredweight skin and bone. I'm not the president of the Pelican Club for nothing, you know. So look, if I can lift this, you can lift yours too. All right then? Stick it in the air and wave it around. Oh, cheer up, cheer up. Everybody loves a happy face. Wear it, share it. It'll brighten up the darkest place. Twinkle, starting clouding think. Sad your trouble doubles think. Glad they burst like bubbles. Chin up, chin up. Every little time your spirits will chin up, chin up. Give your attitude an upward tilt. Twinkle, sparkle, let a little fun begin. You'll be on the right side, looking at the bright side. Up with your chinny chin chin. You'll be on the right side.
Looking at the bright side. Up, keep your chinny chin up. Oh dear God. Darlings, darlings, darlings. Thank you so much for your company tonight. Thank you to everybody who's watched. Thank you for bearing with us over these God almighty 3 hours. We both wish you all a safe and peaceful night. And have a great week ahead. We will be back next Monday. I will be back tomorrow night, and she will too in the comments. You just won't get to see those famous boobs that are apparently going to invade and take over the restaurant.
Big
not
boobs
to
for the
mention my
win.
ears. Big boobs for the win. Absolutely. Darlings, have a safe and peaceful night. Have the best day that you possibly can tomorrow. Take every little bit of joy you can, wherever you can, and take great care of everybody that you love and who loves you. M11, say good night.
Good night, everybody. Have a great night, and I'll see you next Monday.
You will indeed. And on that note, much love from us both. And yeah, we will see you next Monday. Thank you for watching. Much love. Good night. Ka-choo, and indeed,
Bosh.
bosh.